us. Freaking Jimmy's Job!
New summer wraps for a limited time only.
Es hora de cambiarte a T-Mobile. Y ahora puedes hacerlo sin ningún costo. Quédate con tu número y tu teléfono y nosotros terminamos de pagarlo. Solo en T-Mobile, el líder en 5G.
than sweating it out with friends in the gym?
It's time to grind, Peloton.
Working out at home with expert instructors.
Okay, well, anyway, we're doing this. Oh, God. Oh, God. What are you so happy? Oh, God, I have to get past him. Oh, fuck. All right, well, I have to get both my guys past him. That's never happening. Fuck, man, it's just impossible. How are you supposed to do that? That's ridiculous. Well, we lost. We trespassed nicely.
Hey guys, this is Post Heat. Monster Energy and I have something.
You okay? You okay? Did you snore yourself back awake, you silly bunny?
You're not gonna find too much deviation between what the corn says. Yeah, we're all kind of thinking the same thing over here. I gotta tell you, the corns and the feathers, they shuck together. Shut your I get the idea of like corn-based jokes that all the time. Boy, that's a good. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my dear god. There you go. Alright. Thank you for lurking, you sweet, sweet man. I appreciate it. I really do. So just enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in just a bit. Oh my god. Well, Board, I hope you're having an amazing night. I really do. I know you're a sleepy man and probably got a lot of things on your head. Oh my goodness. That rabbit standing. So, thank you for even coming in, and let's enjoy some nice lo-fi and enjoy each other's company.
Baby boy, what you doing? What you doing? What you checking stuff out? You are a thumpy little baby. I see you. What are you checking stuff out for? Is this what you wanted? He's like, I want the brine. Give me the brine, Daddy. Brine me up. Brine me, Daddy.
do you keep a workout fresh every day?
Clap it up, Peloton. Let's do this.
By getting everything from endurance.
Pumpkin! He's smushing pumpkins.
What's better than sweating it out with friends in the gym?
It's time to grind.
powerful as an Invisalign smile? So
Know who works harder than you do? Your feet. Know who loves them? Dr. Scholl's. We're clinically proven to give them energizing comfort and the right support so they can do anything.
Hello,
What
Mr.
kind of an
Tuttle. I
office
didn't know
is
you
this
were
for-
here.
Yes, Miss Lane. I came to speak with Commissioner Weston about the happenings at Christmas.
You two know each other?
Yes, Miss Lane is one of my assistants on the committee.
Oh, Mr. Tuttle, this is Mr. Cranston.
How do you do, Mr. Tuttle?
Cranston, you're an awful nuisance. Why do you bother me all the time?
The Red Planet can be made. So, donning their spacesuits, Jet and Lemmy transfer from the Discovery to freighter number 1, carrying the fueling lines with them. After securing the lines, they enter the freighter from which they will control the refueling operations.
She's filling up. We're beginning to hear things again.
Air pressure maximum. Opening cabin hatch. As soon as you get up there, Lemmy, switch on the radio, and I'll check the air replenishing system. No point in working without suits on if we can avoid it.
No, mate. Uncanny. Isn't it?
How do you mean, uncanny?
I don't know. Coming into this ship like this, finding it all dark and without a crew, it don't seem right somehow. It's like going into an empty house. One that's been empty for years. Hey, listen. What's that?
What? I didn't hear anything.
Well, I did. Sounded like somebody talking.
It's probably Mitch or Doc.
We shouldn't hear them. Not now we're inside the ship. The walls act as a screen. That's why we need the ship-to-ship system. Listen. There it goes again.
Yes, I heard it that time.
There's somebody up there.
But that can't be. There was nobody in here when we took off.
They could have stowed away, couldn't they?
If they had, they'd never have survived the takeoff. There are no coaches in this ship.
It sounds like they didn't need them.
Listen, Lemmy. Let's hear what they're saying.
I can't understand a word. Oh, don't like this, Jet. Let's get back to our own ship.
We can't. We've got to transfer the fuel. We'll never reach Mars otherwise.
Surely they must hear us. Why don't they show themselves?
That's why, don't they? And if they won't, we'd better show ourselves to them.
Hey?
Come on, let's climb the ladder. I'll lead the way.
Oh, blimey.
No, seem to be anybody up here.
And who was that we heard nattering?
Close the hatch, Lemmy. I'll check the air supply. Everything seems to be okay with the air. You can take your helmet off.
Yes, mate.
Stow your helmet, then call up Doc. See if the radio's okay.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'll make a thorough search of the cabin.
Maybe when they heard us coming, they nipped down into the cargo hold.
In which case, we'd have heard the airlock or the hatch at least.
That's a point. But where else could they have gone? Nobody could hide in here.
The only place they could be is down in the inspection hold. I'll take a look there.
Nah, be careful, Jet. Don't go doing anything stupid.
Oh, don't worry. The inspection hatch is transparent. All I have to do is put the light on and look.
Oh, what are we panicking about? The ship-to-ship radio's on, isn't it? That means the receiver in this ship must have been alive before we even got through the airlock. Doc's probably been calling
Then why isn't he still calling? I'd stake my life on that voice not being Doc's.
No, it wasn't much like it, was it? But I'll call him up, Jet, just to make sure. Hello, Discovery. Freighter number 1 calling. Can you hear me? Over.
Hello, Lemmy. Doc speaking. Are you all right?
Yes, mate. Why?
Why, I heard you calling a couple of minutes ago.
Oh? What was I supposed to be saying?
Oh, I couldn't make it out. It was a strange voice, all distorted. I couldn't understand a word.
So you heard it too? We thought maybe it was you. Did you try and call us?
Yes, I did. But I realized that you must still be in the airlock and couldn't possibly hear me.
Hello, Doc. Jet here.
Hello, Jet. Did you hear all that?
Yes, Doc. So it did come from the radio. And that voice, sounded for all the world like somebody in the cabin. Have you heard it since?
No. Maybe it's Control trying to contact us.
On the ship-to-ship frequency, Doc?
Oh, no, I suppose not. But who could it have been then? Who would know we were using this frequency anyway?
Maybe it's some freak transmission, harmonic or something.
On this equipment?
It has been known.
Well, it's all very strange. I've never known the equipment behave so oddly before. Normally, reception is as clear as a bell with no kind of interference from anywhere.
Well, we got it this time.
Well, so long as communication with the ships is okay, we'll leave it at that. Let's get on with the work we came over here to do.
Very well, Jet.
Lemmy, hook up our personal radios to the Discovery.
Yes, mate. We're up.
Lemmy and I will now go down into the hold and transfer the fuel. Is Mitch all set?
Yeah, Jet. All ready and waiting.
Did you hear any voices, Mitch?
No, I didn't. Doc told me about it, but I couldn't hear anything. Maybe something to do with my being stuck down here in the bowels of the ship. It's not all that easy to hear you.
Oh, well, we'll get down to the hold ourselves. I'll call you just before I'm ready to set the pumps going. Come on, Lemmy, let's go.
Contact.
Coming up to maximum, Jet.
Check.
Ready to switch off.
Cut.
Tanks now filled. Pressure 478.5.
Good. I'll leave you to extract the residue from the lines.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Lemmy and I will prepare to leave this freighter. Once we're outside, we'll disconnect the lines and return to the Discovery.
Good on you.
Hello, Doc. Did you hear that?
Yes, Jet. And did you hear that? That voice is definitely trying to contact somebody, and he's not succeeding.
All right, Doc. Keep listening. Stay on the ship-to-ship system until we get back. Record all you hear.
Sure, Jet.
Oh, he's persistent, isn't he?
I heard the voice twice more before Jet and Lemmy returned to the Discovery. During the second call, Mitch came up from the hold and heard it too, but neither of us were able to make any sense of what he was saying. And that was the last we heard, for the time being at any rate. 3 more weeks passed, during which period we traveled another 13 million miles. The red planet now looked almost as large as the moon does from Earth. Its polar ice caps reflected the brilliant sunlight, and the pink and olive-green features of the planet's surface stood out sharply. Gradually, as the planet rotated on its axis, the familiar places passed before us. The Lacus Solis, the Argier Desert, and the Mare Erythraeum were easily discernible. The planet looked lifeless. At this distance, it didn't seem possible that human, and so far as we knew, inhuman beings roamed its surface, tilled the land, and populated the strange pyramid cities which we knew to exist in the oases where the canals meet. We were rapidly approaching the time when we would have to slow our ships down to match the speed of our objective. Unless we did, we would overshoot and miss the planet entirely. Only 5 million miles now separated us from Mars. But in spite of our speed, our spiral course dictated that it would be another week before we could go into free orbit round the planet.
Blah. How are you, Interjoke? Hope you're doing well tonight.
Forward motors in the Discovery or the freighters, so it was necessary to turn the ships
I'm almost done with this one. And then once I get all of them in, which will be nice, there'll be some delicious emotes for everybody.
Yeah, Jet. Doc? Okay. You, Lemmy? All right, mate.
These are real delicious. I hope your taste buds are ready for some nice...
Radar gyros, contact.
Position, Lemmy?
Hang on.
Oh, goodness. Hot and dangerous.
Rate of turn, Lemmy.
What were you playing?
I could see the 2 giant freighters very clearly on the screen. As always, they appeared to hang motionless against a background of myriad stars.
I'm glad you had a great stream.
And then, slowly, very slowly, the sky began to revolve. Stars, which for so long had occupied an apparent permanent place on our televiewer screen, now began to move out of the picture, and new ones appeared to take their places. Of course, it wasn't the stars that were moving, it was us. 1 degree.
Nice. 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 I'm so glad, man. Dude, it's so awesome. You guys are so great. Are you, how many followers are you at now? Let me see. Let me see. View info. 51 followers. Goodness gracious. I can't wait till you hit affiliate.
179.5 degrees. Stand by to cut gyros. 180. Ship's gyro cut.
Can't wait till you get some...
Stern teleview, Lemmy. Stern view on.
I did see that. That'll be great. Can't wait till you get affiliate. Can't wait till you get... What is it?
Firing in 20 seconds.
What is the other... Partner?
15 seconds.
Get emotes and whatnot. Emote slots and whatnot. That'll be so good.
4, 3, 2, 1. Contact.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stream when I want to, but that won't get me anywhere. So you know what? I'm not gonna stress myself over it. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna keep doing it. I gotta push myself to the limit. You know, I want to make a career out of this. I gotta keep doing it. Oh, yeah.
70, 45, prepare to cut motor, 15, now, motor cut.
Yeah. Ford, what are you doing? What are you doing, sleepy boy? I thought you said you were gonna go lurk and get the sleeps.
And I'll be right onto it. Doc, code a message, will you? Tell control the ships have been turned over.
Get that sleeps. You must do it to get through it. We must sleep your face. Nah, I'll sleep in 5 hours. I go to bed in 5 hours. You can't tell me what to do.
Oh, look at it. The Larcus Solis, the Eye of Mars.
I mean, I've been kind of chilling out all fucking day, making models, gluing models together and stuff like that. I got some beast men that I'm putting together.
If all goes well, our journey will be over.
We buy so many different things.
Oh my god, they buy so many things online? Jeez, no way. I can't believe it. Oh, hot damn. Oh, blam, blam. Oh, hot damn. And deselect. And then, yeah. Bam. And then bam, bam. And then bam. Alright. Yes. Or we can do this one. Let's just go down the line and get this one done. I know it's not as fun, but we need to get it done. I know, everybody, it's just no fun. Goat's no fun.
Neither of those is we'd have to travel such a long way before we can hope to meet anybody. And in an emergency, we'd also have a long way to get back. So all we have to do is land in a...
It's so fun getting Sensei done. Once we get these emotes done, everybody will be happy.
Land caravan and a radio station at our polar base. If they're still there, they could be perhaps.
Meanwhile, there are 4 things above all else that Space HQ want to know.
Uh-huh.
First, how are Earthmen conditioned, and how, if at all, can they be brought back to normal?
Oh.
If they can, what will they remember of the time they were in a conditioned state?
Really?
Experience, I'd say very little.
But when you came back to normal, Mitch, you remembered quite a lot.
Only events in which you had a share or could remind me of.
Exactly. But it's my belief that all the things you did while in a conditioned state could be brought back to you if somebody could remind you of them, or if you again visited the places in which they occurred.
You mean a conditioned man's memory could be jogged by an association of places and ideas?
Yes. And Mitch's case isn't the only thing I'm basing that conclusion on. There were those men we met at the underground factory, the ones who asked us to take them back to Earth.
Well, how do they fit in?
Well, I believe that until we came along, they thought they were on Earth, just as most people on Mars do. But their contact with us, our way of speaking, all sorts of things about us, aroused long-forgotten memories. When we talked to them of Earth, their previous lives on that planet came rushing back.
But those men never seemed to be conditioned at all, Doc, any more than Webster did. Had the conditioning worn off, do you think?
Very probably it was allowed to wear off. We mustn't forget that even though those men looked young, they were, in fact, very old. They knew, even though they didn't admit it, that they were too old to return to Earth. Back home, they would have reverted physically to their true age and died. So there was no need to keep them conditioned any longer. They wouldn't escape.
Then if we do get out of a condition, Tot, he must be a young man. Somebody who hasn't been up here very long, isn't it?
Exactly, Lemmy.
Right.
And how do we tell how old they are?
Lemmy
The
knows.
shorter the time they've been here, the deeper will be their conditioned state.
Well, what brings you to that conclusion, Doc?
Remember Dobson and Harding, and McLean, even Grimshaw and Frank Rogers. Their conditioning was such that they wouldn't move a muscle without being told. On the other hand, the flying doctor, who had been on Mars for more than 50 years, was, to all appearances, quite normal. He wasn't kept deeply conditioned anymore because it suited the Martians better for him to be in command over his own faculties. Traitor. But Dobson, Harding, and the rest weren't. They were hardly more than robots. And that's the type Space HQ want. The type we must try to take back. If we get back.
And how do we go about unconditioning them?
Well, that's up to the experts down on Earth. Unless we're lucky enough to stumble on some method ourselves. But I believe they may return to normal on their own account, as Mitch did, the moment they come into contact with familiar earthly things.
Well, so much for condition types. What's next on the agenda?
Next, the spheres.
No, they don't expect us to capture and take one of those back to Earth with us, do they?
No, Lemmy, but they do hope we may find out something of how they're made and how they work. And if we can't discover either of those things...
Yeah, goddamn, Lemmy. Just let the experts fucking talk.
HQ want to know how to deal with them, and that's about the toughest task of the lot. But there's one thing that's certain. Those ships are not propelled by any method that we're familiar with. There are no rocket motors. Rates of acceleration can be slow or fast. Maneuverability's fantastic. They can go straight up, sideways, backwards, or forwards, how and when they like. Unlike our two, once we're coasting, are stuck with whatever course we're on, with minor exceptions.
Yes, Mitch. Our method of propulsion, the reaction method, must seem very antiquated to the Martians. Our ships must appear to them as old sailing ships appear to us. They move, and eventually they get there, but that's about all.
Yeah, my theory is that the Martians have long ago tapped some power, magnetism maybe, that pervades the whole solar system, maybe the whole universe. So wherever they go, that power's always with them.
They use magnetic lines of force, you mean?
Yeah, something like that. Though what exactly it is, I've no more idea than you.
What hope do you think, Mitch, of our learning how the spheres work?
Even if we captured one and took it to pieces, not much. What could an ancient Egyptian make of a dynamo? Or even a steam engine if he suddenly came across
And
one?
yet Earthmen, the conditioned Earthmen, I realize, helped build those spheres.
Right.
Somebody down there must know exactly how they work.
And it's up to us to get hold of him, isn't it? I'll bet that supervisor geezer at that underground factory would know. There wasn't much he didn't know.
Well, that's a job you can do, Lemmy. Soon as we touch down on Mars, nip over to that factory near Lacus Solus, capture the supervisor and bring him back to the ship.
What?
No need to be salty, Mitch. It's not called for.
A great deal depends on our getting hold of the right kind of conditioned personnel.
And how do we do that?
Well, that's a problem we have to tackle once we've landed.
Together with the problem of avoiding conditioned personnel getting hold of us.
And then there's the exact date of the invasion. If we never get off Mars, we must find that out and radio it back to Earth at the first opportunity. And finally, there are the Martians themselves. Who are they? Where do they live? What do they look like?
And where do they get those asteroids from? The ones that carry the spheres? And are they propelled on the same principle?
Well, they must be.
Well, in that case, they could leave for Earth or any other part of the solar system whenever they please.
Of course they could. They wouldn't be dependent on favorable positions between Earth and Mars before they left, as we are. They wouldn't have to travel halfway around the sun, 400 million miles, to reach an objective that comes within 40 million miles of their own planet anyway.
Yeah, the only thing they'd have to consider was the direction in which the Earth was traveling in relation to their own planet. Though if their ships are as efficient as they appear to be, they'd hardly have to consider that if they didn't care to.
The outlook isn't very rosy, is it?
No, it isn't. But we'll do our best anyway. Maybe
Right.
we'll find somebody down there who will want to help us, as Webster did last time.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, we'll make our plans as though we're getting no help from anybody. Once we're down there on the Martian surface, we stick together as much as possible. Nobody is ever to wander away on his own. Now, is that clear?
Too right.
Okay, Jet.
Now, if we have to split up, it'll be only in pairs. And one pair will always remain in the vicinity of the ship, wherever we put her down.
Right.
Yep.
Now, remember, our main object is to radio all possible information we can to Earth. If we can get away ourselves later, with or without conditioned types, then all the better. But our own safety is different to the relaying of the information.
Piss.
So vital.
Piss.
If anything should happen to me, Doc will take over duties as captain of the ship.
Piss.
After him, Mitch.
Mitch. Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing good. While we're listening to this terrible radio show. It's very British. It's very boring. But I like it. I just know it's boring. Aw, thanks. You know, I love you too, man. No, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Aw.
Everything's bang on. The freighter from the Discovery can be fired just as soon as we're ready.
We don't need to transfer more fuel.
Nah, not until we're in free orbit. We've still got enough in the tanks to get us that far.
Good.
How far off are we now?
Oh, about 5 hours, Doc.
I only hope this trip has been worthwhile.
Why shouldn't it be?
Oh, I don't know. When I think of those Martians with all the power they have at their disposal, and the thousands of ships they must have, and then I think of us and these, let's face it, antiquated space machines.
I know, Doc, I know.
These 3 ships are the only ones the Earth possesses that can fly beyond the moon.
Well, I don't think it'll help to dwell on the fact.
No. It just seems so hopeless.
As hopeless as David going out to meet Goliath.
Hmm?
If I can drag Lemmy away from the telescope, I'll get him to call control.
Oh, I'll do it. You've got plenty on your hands.
Thanks, Doc. The message is already coded. He can send it as soon as he's made contact.
All right. Hey, Lemmy.
Hello, Doc. Here, do you want to have a look?
Maybe I will. But Jet wants you to call up control. There's a message waiting on the table.
Oh, just as I was enjoying myself.
Now get over to the radio. There's a good fellow.
Yes, Doc. Right away. Hey, Jet, Doc. He's here again. I heard him.
What was that, Lemmy?
The voice is back. Come up, almost slept on Control's frequency.
Are you sure it isn't Control?
Of course I'm sure. I switched the gear on and there he was. I hadn't even called anybody.
Well, how loud was he?
Strength 1 to 2, but it was him all right.
Were you able to make out what he said?
No, not really. He was on and gone almost before I realised it. I don't know how long he'd been calling. There he goes again.
Quiet, Lemmy. Switch on the recorder.
Yes, Jet.
Hey, Mars Fleet, he said.
And freighter number 1.
Can't be. There's nobody in our freighters. I hope.
How far off frequency is he, Lemmy?
Not much.
Would he hear you if you called?
I doubt it. Not without I reach you in the transmitter.
Very well. Call Control. Tell them we have a message for them.
Hello, Earth. Discovery calling Control. Have a message for you. Come in, please. Well, it'll be nearly 8 minutes before we get a reply.
While we're waiting, Doc, perhaps you'd code another message requesting permission to reach you and transmitter.
Yes, Jet.
Aye, there he goes again. He seems to have in a bit of a state, doesn't he?
Well, Doc?
Permission granted.
All right, Lemmy. Where you go?
Yes, Jack. What do we use as a call sign? Or do we let him know who we are?
Use XOP.
Right. Well, now that's the transmitter retuned. Now, let's see what happens. Hello. Hello. Station XOP calling. Can you hear us? Anybody? Doesn't sound as if anybody can.
Give him a chance, Lemmy. He's probably millions of miles away from us.
Oh, is he? He's not so far away after all.
Call him again, Lemmy.
Hello. Station XOP calling. Receiving you, Strength 1. Are you receiving me? Over.
Is the recorder on, Doc?
Yeah.
Get ready to take a bearing this time, Lemmy, and be quick about it. He may not talk for long.
Yes, Jack. Never you mind, mate. Who are you? He doesn't answer that one.
Here, Lemmy. Let me take over. Hello, freighter number 1. XOP to freighter number 1. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We asked you a question. Who are you?
I asked you first. Who are you? Are you Earth or Moon Control?
Look at the tone of his voice. That's a condition type if ever I heard one.
Will you answer my question, please?
I know this is. It's the Martians trying to contact those spheres that landed on the lunar colony when we took off.
Then why should he want to talk to Earth?
That's a point. He must know the signals between here and the moon would take minutes to cover the distance. Yet there's hardly any delay between replies.
Which means he must be somewhere down there on the Martian surface. Hello, freighter number 1. Moon Control here. Receiving you, Strength 1. Over. Now, see what that produces.
Hello, Moon Control. Thank goodness I've got you at last. I've been trying to contact you for weeks. I have most important message for you. Can you take it?
Hello, number 1. Your call received. We'll take it in a few moments. But first, who are you?
It's freighter number 1 of the Mars fleet. Have important message for you.
And what of the rest of the fleet? Where are they?
The rest of the fleet?
You are only number 1. There must be others.
I can't remember. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
It's all so vague. There were others, but I can't remember.
I bet you can't jump.
Can't you even remember who you are?
Rogers. Frank Rogers.
Frank? What?
Frank Rogers was in number 1, in the original fleet.
Only part of the time, Lemmy. His ship was actually number 2.
Can't be, Frank. It can't.
Well, why not? We left him behind, didn't we?
But the Martians got him. He was deeply conditioned. Or so you said, Jet.
That's right, Doc. He was. Last we saw of him was in the Lacosaurus. Why, he didn't even know me.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, number 1. You say you are Frank Rogers.
That's right. That's my name.
Are you alone in your ship?
Yes.
Nobody else with you? The freighters carry a crew of 2.
2? Yes, that's right. I remember now. Grimshaw. Grimshaw, where are you? Grimshaw!
Now he's gone crackers.
Hello, Rogers. Hello.
Hello, number one calling, receiving your strength 5 overs.
This is a weird business.
Can I talk to him, Jet?
Sure, if you think you can get any sense out of him.
Hello, Frank.
Hello? What was that?
This is Doc.
Doc. Oh, Doc, what are you doing down there? You should be out here in the fleet with us on our way to Mars.
I am. I'm in the flagship.
I must talk to Earth or Lunar Control.
If you have any message, Lemmy will pass it on for you.
Lemmy?
What's the matter? Doesn't he like the name?
Lemmy Barnes. He got lost out in the land truck.
I think this is Frank Rogers' jet. Every time we mention something to do with the fleet, it seems to jog his mind.
But I was never lost in any land truck.
Him and 2 others. They'll never get back to Earth. None of them will. I'm the sole remaining member of the whole fleet.
Hello? Hello, Frank. Can you hear me?
Raider number one calling. Have a message for you.
For goodness sake, Doc, let's take the message. Maybe that'll give us some insight into what's on his mind.
Ready to receive your message. Over.
Hello, here is the message.
Receiving you. Give us your message, please.
From Trader number one to Discovery. Have routine checks. Are you ready to receive them?
Whoever it is, he must be clean off his rocker.
Hello, give us your message, do you hear?
I can't. It's Whittaker. He's... Oh, my, keep away from me.
Whittaker? But he's dead.
Get away, do you hear? Hello, flagship emergency. Hello! Hello!
That was episode 6 of Journey into Space. Taking part in this recording were Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and Don Sharp as Mitch. Other parts were played by David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
And you can hear episode 7 at the same time next week here on BBC Radio 2.
Now it's time for episode 7 of
Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in The World in Peril. Jet Morgan and his crew, traveling to Mars in the space fleet of 3 ships, are now, after coasting out from the Earth's orbit for more than 6 months, within a few thousand miles of the Red Planet. Just before preparing to go into free orbit round the planet, Lemmy picks up a strange voice on the radio. The same voice that the crew of the Discovery had heard 3 weeks before, only then reception was so bad that it had been impossible for them to make any sense of what was being said. But now they understand every word. It is the voice of Frank Rogers, a member of the original Mars fleet who had been captured by the Martians and, so Jet believed, conditioned by them.
Can I talk to him, Jet?
Sure, if you think you can get any sense out of him.
Hello, Frank.
Hello? Who's that?
This is Doc.
Doc? Oh, Doc, what are you doing down there? You should be out here in the fleet with us. On our way to Mars.
I am. I'm in the flagship.
I must talk to Earth or Lunar Control.
If you have any message for them, Lemmy will pass it on for you.
Lemmy?
What's the matter? Doesn't he like the name?
Lemmy Barnes. He got lost out in the land truck.
I think this is Frank Rogers' jet. Every time we mention something to do with the fleet, it seems to jog his mind.
But I was never lost in any land truck.
Him and 2 others will never get back to Earth. None of them will. I'm the sole remaining member of the whole fleet.
Hello? Hello, Frank. Can you hear me?
Freighter number 1 calling. Have a message for you.
Now, for goodness sake, Doc, let's take the message. Maybe that'll give us some insight as to what's on his mind.
Ready to receive your message. Over.
Hello, here is the message.
Receiving you. Give us your message, please.
From Freighter number 1's Discovery. Have routine check. Are you ready to receive them?
Whoever it is, he must be clean off his rocker.
Hello, give us your message, do you hear?
I can't. It's Whittaker. Oh, my. Keep away from me.
Whittaker? But he's dead.
Get away, do you hear? Hello, catch him. Emergency. Hello.
Hello? Hello? What's all this talk about Whittaker?
It sounded as though he was there with him.
Hello, Frank, can you hear me? Hello?
He doesn't answer, Jet.
Where is he? Where'd he call in from?
From down there on the planet, of course. Where else?
Oh, I know that, Lemmy. From whereabouts on the planet?
Now you're asking.
Hello, Captain Morgan calling Frank Rogers. Come in, please.
Look, Jet, we can't spend too long on this. The time for getting into free orbit is getting very close.
Lemmy, take over, will you?
Yes, mate.
Keep trying to contact him. If you do, give me a yell. Meanwhile, the rest of us will get the ship ready.
Hello. Flagship calling Frank Rogers. Have not heard from you for some minutes. Come in, please.
Lemmy called Rogers for an hour, but we heard nothing more from him. At the end of that time, Lemmy had to leave the radio panel and return to his bunk, in readiness for the increase in speed that would carry the Discovery and the 2 freighters into free orbit 1,000 miles or more above the planet's surface. The maneuver went off without hitch. When it had been completed, the main transmitter was retuned and Earth Control informed of the fact. We encircled the planet approximately every 5 hours. At the same time, of course, the planet itself was turning on its axis, so each time we completed a full circle, it was to find a new part of Mars below us. In this way, during a period of 18 to 20 hours, we were able to observe every part of the planet's surface. You may remember that when we had so hurriedly left Mars more than a year ago, we'd left 3 of our freighters behind. This was unavoidable, for with the loss of so many of our personnel, we had no crews to man them. The freighters were left encircling the planet in free orbit, as we were doing now. Provided they had not been disturbed, they should have remained in free orbit for many years, and naturally we expected to see them. But we were disappointed.
What could have happened to them?
Maybe they crashed down on the surface.
Ah, but they couldn't, unless somebody came up here and took them down.
Well, it's time we began to survey the surface anyway. Doc, get on the televiewer, will you?
Yes, Jeff.
Use the telescopic lens.
Sure.
If you see anything of particular interest, photograph it.
Right.
Mitch and I will take turns with the telescope.
And what do I do?
Get back to the radio, Lemmy. Have another try at raising Frank Rogers.
Yes, mate.
We had been encircling the planet for 3 days, and our main interest now was centered on the oases, the places where the canals cross, and in particular, the great oasis known as the Lacus Solus, where we knew a Martian city was located.
Can you see it, Jet?
Yes, Mitch, I can. But it blends so well with the surrounding features, I'm sure we'd never have noticed it had we not known it was there.
Any sign of any activity?
Not that I can see, but we can hardly expect to at this distance.
Well, that establishes 2 cities up to now, the one in Ophir and the Lacus Solus. But there must be many more.
I'm sure there are, Doc. If we knew exactly where to look for them, we could probably see them. But to scrutinize the whole planet would take days, weeks, in fact, and we haven't the time for that.
And how about those asteroids? We should see them. They're bound to be parked near together wherever they are and should be easy to pick out.
But they can't come from the planet, Mitch. They're much too big. They'd never get off the ground, not in 1,000 years.
Where do they come from, then?
And how do they get those spheres into them? What are the insides of those asteroids like?
I don't know, Doc. But where they come from puzzles me even more. Well, how about one of you taking over here? I've stared through this eyepiece for so long, my eye is weeping.
I'll take it, Jet.
Very well, Mitch. I don't think there's much more to be seen in Lacus Solis, so cover as much as you can of the area up to the South Pole. We should be directly over it in about half an hour.
Hey, Jet.
What is it, Mitch?
Polar base, it's still there. I can see what can only be the land trucks, both caravans.
What?
Here, let me take a look. Sure, go ahead.
Well, yes, you're right. But how did the second caravan get there? There should only be one.
Aye?
Well, don't you remember I left my caravan in the Argia Desert? You, Doc, and Lemmy picked me up in that sphere, and we completed the journey to Polar Base in that.
Yeah, I do remember now, though I can hardly say I was aware of it at the time.
And how did that other caravan get up there?
Somebody must have taken it.
Of course, but who and why?
Beats me, Jet, but there they are. You can see them for yourself. It's very minute, but there's no mistaking them, is there?
No, there isn't.
Hello, land fleet. Polar base calling land fleet.
Hey, Jet,
I've got him. He's at it again. Coming, Lemmy. Stay on the telescope, Mitch, will you?
Yeah, sure.
Sure it's the same voice, Lemmy?
Of course it is. But now he says it's polar base, and he's calling the land fleet.
Hello? Hello, flagship calling. Receiving you loud and clear, over. Switch on the recorder, Lemmy.
It's on already.
Hello, land fleet. Polar base calling. Have a message for you. Over.
Take a bearing on him. We're so close to him now, we ought to be able to find out his exact position.
Yes, mate.
Hello, Polar Base. What is your message?
Have routine checks for you. Are you ready to receive them?
Routine checks? What's he talking about?
Go ahead, Polar Base.
Freighter now landed safely. What are your orders?
Well, will you repeat your message, please?
Polar base to land fleet. Repeat. Freighter now landed safely. What are your orders? Do we unload the land trucks now, or do we wait for number 2 to get down?
First is number 1, then he's polar base. Now he's waiting for number 2.
Hello. Hello. Who do you say you are?
Polar base. Frank Rogers calling. I'm ready to start unloading as soon as you give the word.
Polar Base, did you say?
Of course. Who else would it be?
That's what I'd like to know.
Have you got a bearing on him yet, Lemmy? Keep him talking just a little longer. Hello, Polar Base. Flagship calling.
Flagship? But you can't be. The flagship is parked outside. Not 100 yards from here.
Aye? Hello, I'm afraid we're not hearing you very clearly now. Would you repeat your call, please?
Hello, Landfleet. Polar base calling. Repeat. Polar base calling. Are you receiving me now? Over.
Hello, Polar Base. Receiving you. We'll call you again in a few moments.
Standing by.
Doc? Mitch? Come over here. See what you can make of this.
Well, if he is Frank Rogers and he says he's at Polar Base, why shouldn't he be?
That might be the answer to both sets of land trucks being down there on the ice cap.
You mean he somehow got away from whoever conditioned him, found the caravan, and took it back to Polar Base?
What else are we to think, Mitch? All the trucks carry radios. He could be using one of them to call us.
Yes, but how could he possibly know we'd be anywhere near Mars?
Well, from what he says in his so-called messages, I doubt very much if he knows where anybody is, even himself.
Well, I'm pretty sure there must be somebody down in those land trucks. Either Frank Rogers or somebody pretending to be Frank Rogers.
You think so?
Well, why not?
Then maybe you can explain why the bearing puts the transmitter which sent those calls slap in the middle of the Mare Australis.
Well, where is he? In the land trucks at Polar Base or down there in the Mare Australis?
Just a minute. Freighter number 2.
What about it?
That crashed in the Mare Australis. It's probably still there. You remember Frank salvaged most of the supplies from it and took them back up to Polar Base. Well, the last time he was in there, he got the radio to work, didn't he? Maybe it's still working. Maybe it's from number 2's transmitter that those calls have been coming.
It could be. But then why does Frank, if it is Frank, say he's at Polar Base?
If you ask me, Jet, he don't know whether he's on his head or his heels.
Well, in my opinion, that's to be expected. Whoever is calling us, and I believe it is Frank Rogers, he's certainly not in control of himself. His mind is wandering. Occasionally he does have periods of knowing exactly where he is. At other times, he lives in the past, imagines he's still with the space fleet, coasting towards the Red Planet for the first time. And what's more, each time he doesn't just remember what happened over a year ago, he relives it. Hence, in his thinking, he is sometimes in freighter number 1, which was his old ship, and sometimes at Polar Base, where he spent a great deal of his time after we'd landed on the planet.
And where do you think he really is, Doc?
I'd say down in the Mare Australis, in freighter number 2.
Yeah, but how long could he expect to remain there? He has to live.
Well, there are supplies enough left in that ship to keep one man alive for 3 months at least.
And how long's he been in there already?
I don't know. When did we first hear him calling?
A month ago, but he could have been calling long before that.
Well, I still think he's where he says he is, at Polar Base.
You don't think the DF gear is working properly, then?
That's not that, Lemmy, but I think the whole thing's a hoax. A decoy to get us to land near the wrecked freighter, and once we touch down, we'll probably find a whole army of condition types waiting to greet us.
The Mare is as flat as a pancake. If anybody is waiting there for us, we'd be bound to see them.
So?
So if we do, we increase speed, rise again, and land somewhere else.
I still think Polar Base would be a better bet.
Well, I'd think so, too, if it weren't for that second caravan being there.
The trucks may be a trap, too, you mean?
Well, why not? The Martians may well think we'd land in the same place as before, and that we'd need the land trucks to travel over the planet.
Well, they've got another thing coming then, haven't they? We don't need them at all. Besides, they've got no proof we're even arriving.
You think not? With spies obviously planted in Space HQ down on Earth?
Well, maybe they have and maybe they haven't. But the fact remains we have to land somewhere. We've encircled this planet a dozen times already.
Well, I'm still for landing on the ice cap.
How about you, Doc?
The Mare, Jet. As near to the wreck of number 2 as we can safely get. I think Frank is in there.
If he is, we owe it to him to pick him up.
And that's not all. If he has escaped, he'd be very useful to us. Tell us a lot of things we want to know.
Yeah, always supposing he's in a fit enough state to tell us anything. He certainly doesn't sound like it at the moment.
Well, who knows? He may come back to normal. We may even be able to bring him back.
Yeah, always assuming we can find him.
Well, Jet, what's it to be?
The Mario Australis.
Okay, you're the captain.
Code a message, will you, Doc? Tell Control what we're about to do.
Sure thing.
Meanwhile, Lemmy will stay at the radio, send the message to Earth as soon as it's ready, and keep a listening watch on that voice.
Right.
Mitch, you and I will begin transferring from number 2 the fuel necessary to make the landing.
Right you are.
Put on your suit. We'll make the descent just as soon as our orbital position is favorable.
As soon as the message had been coded, I handed it to Lemmy for transmission. Then went down in the hold to receive the fuel that Jet and Mitch were to pump into our tanks from the second freighter. We needed very little to get us down to the Martian surface, just enough, in fact, to propel us into the atmosphere through which, with the aid of our huge wings, we would glide the rest of the way. But to get off Mars again, we would, of course, need a considerable amount of fuel. So we had no choice but to take it with us. The transfer took about 2 hours. By the end of that time, Jet and Mitch were once again safely back in the Discovery.
That's a weird feeling floating around out there with the sunlit side of the planet lying directly below. I felt at any moment I go falling down towards the surface.
And that's just what we will be doing soon, Mitch. Gliding down at any rate. I think we'd better prepare for the descent. Motors will be fired in half an hour.
Right.
How about it, Lemmy? Have you contacted Rogers?
No, Jet. I've been calling him constantly all the time you've been away, but he doesn't reply.
Well, if he is in that wrecked freighter down there, we'll be talking to him face to face before long. Did Control acknowledge the signal?
Yes, Jet, and they wished us luck.
They might well. We need plenty of it. Well, you better get on your bunks.
Yes, Jet.
Good. Then I'll get up into the pilot's cabin and get ready to take the ship down.
Degrees. 19.5. 20. 20.5.
Stand by to cut gyro.
Right. 21. 21.5. 22 degrees.
Gyro cut.
All set, Mitch?
Yeah, Jet.
How long, Doc?
25 seconds.
You can say your last farewell to the freighters. For the time being, at any rate.
Well, let's hope they're still here when we get back.
15 seconds.
Well, they're down in the right place, Jet. I'd hate to land in the Lark of Solars right in the enemy's camp.
Oh, do me a favor, Mitch, and we got enough trouble.
10 seconds.
Hello, Land Fleet. Polar Base calling Land Fleet.
Aye, aye. He's here again.
5 seconds.
Don't answer it yet, Lemmy. I'll tell you when.
You don't think I'll get out of this seat now, do you?
We're off.
Hello, Land Fleet. Polar Base calling. Can you hear me? Come in, please.
We can hear you, but you'll have to wait now, chum. We've got other things to do. Where are we now, Doc?
Over the southern ice cap, Lemmy.
Can you see the trucks down there?
Sure, come over here and look for yourself.
Height, Mitch?
17,000.
They don't seem to have suffered any damage, do they?
No, and they certainly haven't been in action lately, or we'd be bound to see the tracks they'd left. That ice down there doesn't have a mark on it.
And the ice cap's a lot bigger since we were here last.
Yep. Winter has clamped down over the southern hemisphere, Lemmy.
Five 5,000 feet.
Where are we now, Doc?
Over the Mario Australis. Get back to your seat, Lemmy. We'll be landing soon.
Hello, Land Fleet. Polar Base calling. Can you hear me? Have not heard from you for some hours.
Land fleet yet. He's much louder now than he's ever been. He must be in that freighter, and the closer we approach it, the louder his signals get.
Answer him, Lemmy. Tell him we've heard him and we'll call him in a few minutes.
Right.
Height, Mitch?
4,000.
Can you see the freighter yet, Jet?
No, Doc, I can't.
Well, you should. We're dead on course.
Hello, Polar Base. Land fleet calling. Receiving you loud and clear. Over.
No sign of it. Maybe the wreck has been cleared away.
Hello, Land Fleet. Receiving you at full strength.
3,000.
Well, we're getting mighty close to something, Jet. Signals from Rogers are belting in.
Hello, Polar Base. Receiving you full strength and all.
What are your orders?
Orders are that you have to be a little patient. We'll be calling you again in a few minutes. Is that clear?
2,500.
I said, is that clear? Now he's not replying again. Hello, Polar Base. Hello.
Never mind it now, Lemmy. Get back to your seat and strap yourself in. We'll be landing any moment.
Yes, Doc.
2,200.
Hello, Mitch, Doc.
Yeah, Jet?
I can see it, the wreck, exactly as we left it, standing up at its nose. I don't think anyone's been anywhere near it.
2,000.
Are we going to land anywhere near her, Jet?
I think so. Putting the nose down now.
1,500.
And the flaps. Stand by to release a parachute brake, Doc, if I give the word.
Okay.
We're nearly down to landing speed. I think we'll make it all right.
1,200.
Let's hope the ground is firm enough to take the weight.
Should be, Lemmy. It's probably frozen solid anyway. Turn off the televiewer, will you?
Yeah, sure, Doc. Televiewer up.
1,000.
No signs of any Martians yet, I hope?
No, Lemmy. Nothing but the wreck and the purple plane as far as the eye can see. Never guessed there was any kind of life on Mars from this view.
800.
Put out a brake, Doc, will you?
Number 1, shoot. Release.
700.
Coming into touchdown. Hold on to your hats.
600.
Here we go.
500.
Taking it a bit steep, isn't he?
400.
He'll straighten out in time, don't worry.
300.
Let's hope so. We've come a long way and no insurance.
200. 100.
Get ready. Straightening out. Touching down. Now.
Ooh, ooh.
Tails down. We made it.
Here, wait till we stopped and I'll agree with you.
Now applying brakes. That's it, gentlemen. We're down.
Good on you, Jet. First class landing.
And we're all in one piece. But for how long, I wouldn't like to say. What can you see, Doc?
Nothing. It's just as Jet said. There's only the purple plane stretching clear to the horizon.
And the freighter?
Oh, can see that too, of course. It's to the west, about half a mile away.
Well, do you mind if I get up there and have a look?
Okay, Lemmy. But you could have used the televiewer and seen just as much.
Oh, no, Doc. But that isn't the same as seeing it in the flesh.
Fleming,
Yes, Jet?
we've work to do. You can look at the scenery later.
Oh, just my luck. All I wanted was a glimpse outside through the astro hatch.
You'll get plenty of chance for that later.
What's happening, Jet? We unloading the gear?
Only part of it. Just the high-speed land truck. We're 3 hours before the sun goes down. Time to go over to that wreck and see if Frank Rogers is in it.
Well, he must be. The last call we had from him definitely came from that freighter. It couldn't have come from anywhere else. The strength it was.
Well, let's hope so.
Now, who's going, Jet?
Mitch and I. While we're gone, Doc, look out for spears or anything that might suggest somebody is heading this way to investigate us.
Right.
And you, Lemmy, will remain at the radio. Try to re-establish contact with Rogers, and at the same time, keep in contact with us over the personal radios.
And what if Rogers isn't over there?
He must be Mitch. Where else could he be?
I hate to think, but I hope you're right, Doc, and that we're not walking straight into a trap.
I'd bet my life there's not a Martian or conditioned Earthman within 100 miles of here. If there was, we'd have been sure to see some sign of them when we landed. Or their spheres, at least. How else could they get here?
Well, if you're so confident, let's go. I'll put my suit on and open up the cargo hatch.
Hello, Doc. Can you hear me?
Hello. Hearing you loud and clear.
Mitch and I are in the truck now and about to head for the wreck.
Right.
Okay, Mitch. Start her up.
Well, she seems to be working all right.
Well, let's go. We haven't all that much time if we're going to get back here before dark.
Hello, Jet.
Yes, Doc?
We're in contact with Rogers again. The signals are so powerful, they're overloading the receiver.
Can you get any sense out of him?
Not really.
Did you tell him we'd landed?
No, but I did say somebody was on his way over to the ship.
And what did he say to that?
That he wasn't in a ship.
Oh?
Now he thinks he's out in space again. Lemmy's having quite a time with him.
Well, get him to sit tight. Tell him we'll be with him in just a few moments.
Okay. I only hope I can get him to understand what I'm talking about.
All right, Mitch. This is close enough. Put on your helmet and we'll go outside.
Sure.
Hello, Doc?
Yeah, Jet.
We're alongside the ship and leaving the truck now.
Okay.
Testing personal radio.
Okay, Mitch.
And me, Doc.
Okay.
Then open up the airlock, Mitch. Airlock. Contact. Hello, Doc. Mitch and I are now outside an approaching freighter. Have you heard any more from Rogers?
No, nothing.
Very well. We'll inspect the ship first. We'll go around to the cargo flaps, Mitch. See if they're open. Yep. All right. The ship looks no
different from how we left it over a year ago. I shouldn't think anybody's been anywhere near it. Even the ladder's down.
Then let's get in. I'll lead the way.
Take it easy, Jed.
Don't worry, Doc. We will.
Try putting the lights on, mate. Yeah. There. Well, the power circuits still seem to be working.
Then let's go up as far as the cabin. Can you still hear us, Doc?
Yeah, Jed.
We're walking through the cargo hold towards the cabin airlock. Nothing here seems to have been disturbed.
In that case, you should find the airlock open. The outer door, anyway.
We've just reached it now.
Well?
It's closed.
Oh.
Then somebody must be in there.
Call up Rogers. Tell him we're outside.
There's no point, Jed. He doesn't answer anymore.
In that case, there's nothing for it but for us to go in.
Always assuming the remote controls are still functioning.
They are. Go on, Mitch, and close the door behind you. We're in the airlock now, Doc. If Rogers is in the cabin, he should hear us operating it.
Well, if he does, he gives no indication of the fact. Lemmy's calling him constantly, but gets no reply.
Killing airlock. Now opening cabin hatch.
That's strange. The place is in darkness.
What?
Ah, that's better. Mitch has switched on the lights.
Take it easy, Jed. Have a good look round before you go in.
That's just what we are doing.
Well, is he there?
No, Doc. The cabin is empty.
Discovery.
Discovery calling.
Put Doc on, will you, Lemmy?
Yeah, Jet, hang on a minute. Doc.
Coming, Lemmy. Take over the televiewer, will you? Keep it rotating all the time.
Yes, Doc.
Hello, Jet. Doc speaking. What's up?
Well, Mitch and I have searched the cabin over here thoroughly.
And?
And although there's certainly nobody in it now, there has been.
Oh? How do you know?
The radio transmitter, it's on. And judging from the juice it's used up, it's been on about a month or more.
Then we could well have been receiving calls from it.
We must have done.
And there's no sign of Rogers?
No. Mitch is back in the cargo hold having another look, but it's pretty certain he's not in the ship.
Well, maybe he, if it was him, left the ship when we landed.
But how? And what in? We'd have been bound to see him.
Hello, flagship. Frank Rogers calling flagship.
Good grief, did you hear that?
I'll say I did, and no wonder. It was this transmitter that radiated that call.
What?
Yes, Doc, it's working by remote control.
Where from?
That's what I'd like to know. Answer the call, Doc. See if you can get any sense out of him.
Then switch off your transmitter. I'll contact him direct from here.
Transmitter off.
Hello, Landfleet. Flagship calling. Receiving you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Hello, flagship. Thank goodness I've got hold of you at last. Where are you?
Oh, what is more the point, where are you?
At Polar Base. My instructions were to stay here until further orders. Find the wreck.
Yes, we found it.
How about the crew? Are they hurt?
There's no crew in her, Frank.
No? Then what's happened to them? Where have they gone?
Listen, Frank.
Yes, Doc?
You're up at Polar Base, you say.
Of course.
Are you alone?
Yes. That's the funny thing. Where is everybody? Yesterday the Discovery was parked right alongside these trucks. Now she's gone. Where are you?
Listen carefully, Frank. Are the land trucks still mobile?
Of course they are. Why shouldn't they be?
Then these are your orders. You will drive your truck down to the Mare Australis.
What position?
We'll put out a bearing beam for you. That should guide you straight to us.
Very well, but what's happened? How did you get down there? Why wasn't I informed?
Never mind about that now. Just come here as quickly as you can and call me as soon as you're underway.
Message received and understood. Call you again in half an hour.
Hello, Jet. Did you hear that?
I certainly did, Doc. It sounded exactly like Rogers that time.
But he still seemed very confused.
Do you think he really is at Polar Base?
Where else could he be? He's been calling from there and using the transmitter of number 2 to boost his signals, just as we did last time we were there.
Well, if that is the case, and if he manages to handle the truck, he should be here in about 36 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much point in Mitch and I staying over here any longer. We're coming back.
Good. Just as well. It's getting dark soon.
I'll give you a call as soon as we leave.
Good. Meanwhile, I'll set the DF system so Frank can home on it.
Doc.
Yeah, Jet.
Now
Now leaving cabin and about to enter airlock. We'll call you again just as soon as we get outside.
Right.
Any further word from Frank?
Oh, yeah. He reported that he's using the bearing signal and is already on his way. But he still seemed very puzzled about our being down here.
Okay. Call you in a few minutes.
Doc! Doc!
What is it, Lemmy?
Come over here, quick!
Yeah, what is it?
Those perishing spears. Hundreds of them, like a flock of birds. And all heading this way. Look at them.
Land's sakes, they are, too.
Do you think they're coming after us?
What else would they be doing?
Oh, blimey. The game's up then. We don't stand a chance against that lot. And what about Jet and Mitch? They'll be out in the open in a few minutes.
You keep at the televiewer. I'll call them up and tell them to stay where they are. Hello. Discovery calling. Jet. Hello. Hello.
They're getting very close now, Doc. Almost directly overhead.
Hello, Jet. Hello.
What's the matter? Can't you get them?
No, Lemmy. They don't answer.
That was episode 7 of Journey into Space. Taking part in this recording were Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and Don Sharp as Mitch. Other parts were played by David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
And you can hear episode 8 at the same time next Friday evening, just after 7.
Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in The World in Peril. Jet Morgan and his crew, after coasting out from the moon for more than 6 months, have at last landed on Mars. They touched down in the great desert region of the Mare Australis, near where freighter number 2, one of the ships of the first expedition, had crashed. They chose to land in this particular place because they believed Frank Rogers, former member of one of the original Mars fleet crews, was in the ship sending confused radio messages to no one in particular. Once they were on the ground, Jet and Mitch lost no time in entering the wrecked freighter, but found it empty. However, the transmitter was found to be working, remotely controlled by Frank Rogers, who was apparently at the polar base on the southern ice cap, where, in fact, on 1 or 2 occasions he had declared himself to be. As Rogers seemed to be in a semi-conditioned state, Doc ordered him to drive one of the land caravans to where the Discovery was. Then, satisfied that Rogers had understood his orders, Doc called Jet, who had once made preparations to leave the wreck and return to the Discovery.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah, Jet.
Now leaving cabin and about to enter airlock. We'll call you again just as soon as we get outside.
Right.
Any further word from Frank?
Yeah. He reported he's using the bearing signal and is already on his way. But he still seems very puzzled about our being down here.
Okay. Call you in a few minutes.
Doc! Doc!
What is it, Lemmy?
Come over here, quick!
What is it?
Those perishing spears. Hundreds of them, like a flock of birds, and all heading this way. Look at them.
Sakes, they are, too.
Do you think they're coming after us?
Oh, what else would they be doing?
Oh, blimey, the game's up then. We don't stand a chance against that lot. And what about Jet and Mitch? They'll be out in the open in a few minutes.
You keep at the televiewer, Lemmy. I'll call them and tell them to stay where they are. Hello, Discovery calling. Jet, hello. Hello.
They're getting very close now, Doc. Almost directly overhead.
Hello, Jet. Hello.
What's the matter? Can't you get them?
No, Lemmy, they don't answer.
Those spears, they've stopped. They're hovering right above us. They must have seen us.
How could they miss us? What are they doing now?
They're just parked up there, not moving at all.
Hello, Doc. Can you hear me?
Hello, Jet. Receiving you. What happened? We were calling you a minute ago.
I don't know. Our radios went dead. I can't understand why. They seem to be all right now.
Well, where are you?
Just leaving the airlock and going outside.
Well, then get into that truck and get over here as quickly as you can.
Why? What's up?
Look at the sky, directly above us.
Eh? Well, I'll be... Look, Jet. Martian spheres. Dozens of them. Just poised up there. Into the lamp truck, Mitch, quick as we can. And darn right. Be ready to let us in, Doc.
Airlock's empty, main door is open. You can step straight in.
Right. Entering lamp truck to airlock now, Doc.
Good.
What do you think those spheres are up to?
Well, whatever it is, the sooner you both get back into this ship, the happier I'll be.
Hey, Doc,
Hey, Al?
those spheres, they're coming down.
Be right with you.
There, see? Getting bigger all the time. I bet they don't intend that Jet and Mitch should get back to this ship.
Hello, Jet.
Yes, Doc?
Those spheres are descending, and rapidly. Are you going to make it?
I hope so. We're about halfway now.
Can you come any faster?
No, Doc, we're going flat out already.
Oh, blimey. Those ships are about down on the deck.
What's up, Lemmy?
I don't know. I feel all peculiar. Like when Jet and I met up with those asteroids.
Yeah. I'm beginning to feel rather odd, too.
You, Doc? Oh, dear. What's happening?
Hello, Jet. Mitch.
Hello, Discovery. Frank Rogers calling. Can you hear me? Over.
Hello, Jet. Well, what was that?
It wasn't Jet, mate. It was...
Lemmy, what's happened to you?
Hello, Discovery. Rogers calling. Can you hear me? Over.
Hello, Frank. This is Doc.
Hello. Hello. Answer me, please.
Oh. What happened? Where am I? Hello, Doc. Now pull yourself together, mate. Don't panic. That ain't gonna help. Now take it easy. Try to think what might have happened. Now let me see. I was standing by the televiewer watching Jet's truck, and Doc was standing right next to me. And those perishing spheres were just about to land. But how did I get here? And where am I? Feels like a mattress I'm lying on. It can't be me bunk. It don't feel like me bunk. Why can't I see? What's happened to me eyes? No. Let me, don't panic. It's night and the lights are not working, that's all. Yes. Now, if I opened up the pilot's cabin, I'd see the stars. Yes, that's it. Now, if I can only find the pilot's cabin and open the door. Oh, I give myself a clump every time I move. Now, what should that be? Something above my head, that's why. Now, feel it with your hands, Lemmy boy. Easy now. Oh, no wonder. There's no point in trying to sit up. Sideways, that's it. Get off this bed sideways. Oh, no. Something on that side as well. What is this? Oh. Now, mate, take hold of yourself. You've got 3 other sides to go yet. Now. Oh, nothing there. Oh, thank goodness. Now, put one foot over the side and feel for the floor. That's it. Now, easy now. Just a little further. Oh, where is it? What's happened to the floor? It's a nightmare. That's what it is, a horrible dream. I'll wake up in a minute, find myself back in the Discovery with Doc. Doc! Hey, what's that? Who's there? Oh, Doc. Is that you, Doc?
Lemmy, where are you?
Oh, it is Doc. Oh, thank goodness. What's happened to us? What's happened to the lights? Where are we?
In the Discovery, I hope.
I don't think we are, Doc. Are you lying on some kind of a bed?
Yeah, I am.
Then don't try to get up. You'll only crack your head if you do.
Thanks for the warning.
And don't try to find the floor. There isn't one.
What?
Feel around, Doc. Feel about with your hands. Don't move until you have.
Doing it now.
Well?
Oh, there's nothing above me at all.
Eh?
And there is a floor. I can feel it.
And I must be lying on this bed upside down.
Where are we? This can't be the Discovery.
What's happened to the lights? Why is it pitch black? It is pitch black, Doc. Isn't it?
Yeah, Lemmy, it is.
Oh, it can't be just me then. For a minute I thought maybe I'd
if
come...
you had, I have too.
Is that you, Doc?
That's Jet. Doc, that's Jet's voice.
Lemmy.
Yes, mate. Where are you?
Where are you? I can't see a thing.
Neither can Lemmy or I, Jet. Are you lying on some kind of a bed?
Yes, I am. But how did I get here?
That's what we've been trying to figure out.
Jet? Jet, for Pete's sake. What's going on?
And there's Mitch.
Take it easy, Mitch.
But what's happened to me? Why is it so dark?
Calm down. We're all in the same boat. Now, Mitch, how much can you remember?
Hey? Well, all I remember is being in the truck with Jet and heading at full speed for the ship.
That's all I remember too, Doc.
Those spheres had landed. I remember that. One of them had landed just outside the ship and completely blocked out our view of the truck.
Well, it's pretty obvious what happened. We were overpowered, somehow rendered unconscious, and brought here.
Where?
How do I know?
Well, we'd better find out, hadn't we? You fellas stay where you are. I'll get up and see. Oh, truth. Oh, I cracked me head on something.
Aye, I did that, Mitch. Don't try to get off your bunk. There isn't any floor.
Eh?
I told you, Lemmy, I can feel a floor. Can you, Jet?
Yes, I can. This bed can't be more than a couple of feet off the ground.
Then mine must be 10 feet.
Your voice, Jet. And yours, Doc. They seem to be coming from a lower level than Lemmy's.
Yeah, that's right, Mitch.
Well, you two stay where you are. Don't attempt to get up in case you've fallen into yourselves. Doc?
Yeah?
If you can reach the floor safely, then do so. See if you can stand up.
Right.
Well?
Yes, I can. Standing by the bed now.
Me too. Now, stay put, Doc. I'll walk over to you and keep talking.
All right. Over here now. Take it easy. There's no guarantee that the floor is level.
Seems to be up to now.
Come on, then.
Nearly with you, Doc.
Here I am.
I can't be more than a couple of feet away from the sound of your voice.
No, you can't.
There. I've made it. That is you I'm touching, isn't it, Doc?
Yeah. You still have your suit on.
All but my helmet.
Have you got on yours, Mitch?
Yeah, I have, but like Jet, no helmet.
Well, how about you, Doc? What are you wearing?
My suit. But I wasn't wearing it in the ship. And I have no helmet either.
And I've got mine on. Here. Who dressed me and Doc? What's the game?
Well, never mind that now. Here, Doc, hang on to me. We'll start from this bed. Find the wall and go all around this place. Feel it out.
Right. But take it easy.
Well, Jet?
Smooth wall, just as before.
Yeah, but there must be a door of some kind.
Of course there must. We couldn't come in through the wall.
Well, if there is, we can find no trace of it.
Hold it, Doc. Let's stop for a minute.
Well?
Let's get a picture of this place as far as we've explored it.
Uh-huh.
Now, first, there's your bed. And Lemmy seems to be in another one some feet above it.
Yeah.
And now we're back to what must have been my bed, with Mitch up above.
Yes, and that took us just 36 paces.
We didn't find any corners, so this room could be circular in shape.
Or oval, maybe.
Supposing the beds are opposite one another, and it sounds that way, you can't have gone more than halfway round yet.
About that, I reckon, Mitch.
Let's keep going, Jet.
If the walls are still smooth when we get back to your bed, we'll start searching the floor. Okay.
Oh, no! Oh, no, knife chicken! Is that it? Are you threatening me, bro? With your knife chicken?
Yes, I can.
You threatening me, bro?
The roof. It's opening.
What? Hey, sakes, it is, too.
Come on, man. Don't threaten me. I get spooked. I get so spooked. Oh, no. Why are you threatening me? What did I do?
Thank goodness we can see something again, even if it is only the stars.
I had no idea it was night outside.
But stars or no stars, they don't throw all that much light down here, do they?
I'm beginning to see things vaguely.
Yeah, so am I. I can see that my bed's over yours, Jet.
And mine's over Doc's. But there's no ladder to climb down.
Right.
How did we get up here?
We must have been put up here, of course.
Put the blue coal in the bed. Oh, no.
Hold on to your hats, I'm coming down.
So dangerous. You're a very, very dangerous man. You must have won some Fallout games.
You all right, Mitch?
Yeah, Doc, but it's a bit of
Were you elite player?
We must be on Mars, Jet.
Why all this floating around?
Is it possible to get up to that astro hatch?
Well, we could try. Any of these bunks movable?
Yes, they are. They're just standing against the wall. Hang on, Doc.
Shit, yeah.
Give you a hand. No need, Lemmy. I can
Shit, yeah. So your stream was good?
We are. Gravity here is less than on the Earth's moon.
Well, who's going up to that window?
You and
I hope.
Up you go, and don't exert yourself too much. You may go bumping into the ceiling.
Right.
Hey, look at him. Just like it was on a wire.
Okay, Jet, up you come.
Coming. There. Frightening, isn't it?
It was great. That's good. That's good. At least it was great, you know. Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
How's that?
Fine.
Well?
We're not in space, that's certain. There's land out there, and this place is built on it.
We must be still on Mars, then.
The ground looks rocky and hard. Yeah, not unlike the surface of the moon in many ways.
There's enough light out there for you to be able to see that much?
Yes, Doc. In fact, it's quite bright outside, as bright as moonlight down on Earth.
But there's no moonlight on Mars.
No, the two Martian moons are too small to give off any appreciable light.
Jet, can you see where the light is coming from?
From behind. And whatever is giving that light can't be very high in the sky either. Here, turn me around, will you, Doc? Let me have a look in the other direction.
Oh my goodness.
There. How's that?
That's fine. I can see it now. It is a moon, a huge one.
That's not a moon. That's a space station.
What is it then?
It's Mars.
Alright. Alright. I'll be here. You stay sweet now. Keep those chickens in line. If you need help on 76, let me know. I don't know how much help I'll be, but I'll be there.
Mars, you say, Jet? But how can it be?
It's there, Mitch, I tell you, hanging low in the sky. Here, Doc, put me down. I'll lift you up.
Very well.
You ready?
Yep.
Well?
It's Mars, all right. Hanging in the sky like a colossal red moon.
And we must be thousands of miles away from it.
There's no doubt about it. You want to come up here and look for yourself?
Oh, goodness.
You and Jet say it's Mars and it
Alright.
Stand clear, Mitch. And
Gotcha.
We're not in the way.
I believe in you.
Oh, sorry, Lemmy, but it looks pitch black down there. We can't see a thing.
You down, Jet?
Yes, Doc.
Then watch out below.
Fucking Lemmy.
Space, as I said.
Wherever we are, Lemmy, we're not adrift. That's solid land out there with rocks and hills and a horizon. We're not adrift in space any more than if we were on the Earth's own moon.
You think this is a moon, then? One of the Martian moons, maybe?
I didn't say so, Mitch. I merely said the surface outside looked similar to that of the Earth's moon.
Well, one of the Martian moons is about the one place we could be. How we got here or who brought us, I hate to think.
Well, at least we should be grateful they put us all together. If I'd been alone in this place when I woke up, I'd have gone crackers in no time, I swear it.
If only we could see something more than just that little patch of sky up there.
Here, if it's bright Mars light outside, why is it so dark in here?
Because there's no atmosphere out there, Lemmy, that's why. If Mars rises high enough in the sky to shine directly through that hole, then perhaps we'll see something of this place. If it doesn't, then we'll see precious little. Lemmy, what happened?
Oh, I walked into that skyscraper of a bedstead, that's what.
Well, put it back against the wall, out of harm's way.
You don't want to look out of that astro hatch again?
Not at the moment, Lemmy.
All right. Oh, sorry. I hardly know my own strength.
I suppose Mars light isn't the only light we're liable to get.
Of course not. If this is one of the moons of Mars, we're bound to catch the sunlight sooner or later.
Let's hope so. I'd hate to spend all my time here in this inky darkness.
And how much time are we going to spend here?
How should I know, Doc?
Surely, Jet, whoever brought us here can't possibly intend to leave us here forever.
Why not? For all we know, this might be some kind of prison.
Well, it certainly is that, or we wouldn't be in it. But if it was intended that we should be left here to die, why go to the trouble of laying us all out on beds?
Maybe they thought we were dead already.
Trust you to think of something cheerful, Lemmy.
If they'd wanted to kill us, they could have done. And been sure it was well done.
No, but there's no record of a Martian ever killing anybody, Jet.
I'd rather they did kill me than keep me cooped up in this black hole for the rest of my days.
Well, our imprisonment here may be only temporary.
Well, let's hope so.
Oh, there's no point in sitting here moping over the fact. Let's do something.
I'd dance, only you couldn't see me.
Well, what had you in mind, Doc?
Well, when we found that panel, or whatever it was that opened that skylight, we'd only got halfway around this place. I think we should continue our search.
Yeah, why not? Perhaps we find another panel and the whole roof will fall in.
All right, Lemmy, that'll do. Now, where were we when we found that panel, Doc?
Over by your bed, Jet. We'd about reached it, judging from the sound of Mitch's voice.
Very well. You and I'll go back to it and go over the spot again. But this time with our suits off. We'll not be so clumsy then.
Can I take mine off too? It's getting like an oven in here.
Yes, Lemmy. And you, Mitch.
Okay.
We lay them on the bed. Lemmy, just move back to the wall. Mine on the extreme left, then Doc's, then Mitch's, and finally yours, Lemmy. Then we'll find them easily in the dark if we want to put them on again.
All right, Jet. That's mine in position. Now what?
Doc and I will cross the room and find that panel again.
From here, it'll be to the right of the bed.
And Mitch, you will come over with us too. But when we reach the bed, you go to the left of it.
Right.
Now, feel your way around the wall. Up and down as far as you can reach.
And what do I do?
You start from this side. Go round to the right. You should meet Mitch halfway.
Yes, mate.
All right, gentlemen. Let's go.
Let's hope there's not a hole in the floor.
How you doing, Jet?
Not very well, Mitch. We can't find that panel this time.
Well, it can't be far, Jet. It was somewhere near here, I swear it.
How are you doing, Lemmy?
Gradually making me way round, but the walls are smooth as glass. There don't seem to be a crack or a bump in it anywhere. Oh! Oh!
Lemmy, what happened?
Oh!
blimey, Mitch.
Lemmy, answer me. What happened?
I tripped over Mitch. That's what. I might have hurt myself. Why didn't you warn me?
How could he warn you when he can't even see you?
Well, he heard me talking, didn't he? He could have warned me he was near.
I'd have been glad to, Lemmy, if I had been anywhere near you.
Well, I fucked it. Hey? You mean?
From the sound of it, we're still on opposite sides of the room.
And who's this over there?
Can't be anybody.
There is, Jet. I tripped over somebody. I thought it was Mitch. Stooping down, examining the wall. It was just about it. Oh! Oh, no!
Lemmy, what is it?
There's somebody lying on the floor. And he's cold. As cold as I...
Where are you, Lemmy?
Over here, Doc. You're not far from me now. Oh!
Sorry, I couldn't see you. Now, where's this body, as you call it?
Lying on the floor, Doc. Right by me feet.
Oh, yes. There's somebody here, all right.
Is he alive, Doc?
Oh, I don't know. Give me a few moments and I'll find out.
Who on earth can it be?
How should I know, Mitch? I've never yet recognized anybody just by touching him.
It gave me such a shock. I didn't think there was anybody in here but us.
I wonder if there's anybody else.
Eh?
Well, why not?
Well, if there are, there must be others who died here. And that's what's going to happen to us, I'll bet.
While Doc's examining that fellow, we three had better continue searching this place.
Oh, no.
We'll split up. Finish going round the walls and then cover the floor methodically so no parts can slip out.
Yes, Doc. Whoever this is, he's as much alive as we are. His pulse is slow and he's cold to touch. I'm going to carry him over to my bed.
Very well, Doc. I'll make my way over there, too. We'd all better, I think. Did you hear that, Mitch? Lemmy?
Yeah, Jim.
I'm right near Doc's bed anyway.
This is about as comfortable as we can make him without being able to see him.
I suppose he is a normal man, Doc. Not a Martian or anything.
Yes, Lemmy, I think so. And he's wearing a spacesuit without a helmet.
Who can he be? And where could he have come from?
Goodness knows.
Well, is he going to recover?
Without looking at him, I can't say. All I know is that he's alive. You found nobody else, of course.
No, Doc. I believe we went over every inch of this place. There are only 5 of us here.
That's one too many. And how long are we going to stay here?
And what are we going to do about getting out?
I don't believe we can get out.
And even if we could, it wouldn't be safe to go, not without helmets. There's no atmosphere outside. Or so Jet said.
I still say it.
Isn't there any way we can find out where we are?
Well, we're on some body or other that revolves around Mars. Probably one of its moons.
But which?
Well, a careful observation of the sky should tell us.
But we see so little of it from down here.
We'll move one of the bunks to the middle of the room, directly under that opening. 2 of us will climb to the upper bunk and keep constant watch. In that way, we should be able to make a fairly good guess at where we are.
All right, let's do it now.
What about sleeping arrangements?
Sleeping? You've only just woken up.
Well, it seems ages ago to me.
It may seem like it, but I'll bet you what you like is not more than an hour or 2.
What's the point in betting? I've got nothing to bet with. And another thing, when do we eat? I'm getting hungry.
Then you'll have to go hungry. We've no food here, that's certain.
Thank you very much. I'll have 2 helpings.
Now, first watch will be taken by Mitch and me. After that, Doc can keep lookout through that hatch by standing on Lemmy's shoulders.
Of course.
Well, what's the odds, Lemmy? He can't possibly weigh more than a few pounds by Earth standards.
Yes.
Now, with 2 of us keeping watch and that unknown person occupying the lower bunk of the other tier, that leaves just 2 beds empty whenever the 2 not on watch feel like sleeping.
Worked out just nicely, didn't it?
All right. The first watch will start right away. Now, let's move that double bunk back to the middle of the room, and Mitch and I'll get upstairs.
We watched in pairs in what we believed by observing the stars to be 2 hourly intervals. Mars, which had been hanging low in the sky when Jet took his first look at the silent world outside, disappeared below the horizon during the first watch. We were left in total darkness, but for the starlight, which sent the faintest glow through our peephole. Whoever it was Lemmy had discovered lying on the floor now lay, so far as we could tell, motionless on the bed where I had placed him. Lemmy and I had taken our second watch, and Jet and Mitch, feeling tired by now, had lain on their respective beds, one below Lemmy and me, the other above the stranger. In spite of having no bed covers and having taken off our spacesuits, the chamber in which we were confined was quite warm, perhaps a little too warm, and neither Jet nor Mitch lost any time in falling asleep. At least, we assumed that to be the case, for a few minutes after taking over the watch, neither of them answered when we called them.
I suppose they're all right, Doc.
Why shouldn't they be, Lemmy?
I don't like they're not answering when we call them. Something might have happened to them.
How can they sleep if we keep waking them up every 5 minutes?
That's a point.
Now, come on, lift me up. I can hardly see anything from down here.
Yes, Doc. What was that? Somebody groaning. It must be Jet or Mitch. Something has happened to him.
Calm down, Lemmy.
Hey?
Quiet. Listen. I don't think it's either Jet or Mitch. It's that fellow laying down there on the bed. Put me down, quick.
There.
Man, sakes.
Oh, what kind of a groan is that?
Let's get down to the floor level, Lemmy, and wake up Jet.
Doc, the hatch. It's closing.
Stay where you are, Lemmy. Don't move.
Oh, blimey, that's goodbye to what little light we did have. Oh, shut up, can't you? Doc, where are you?
I've just reached the floor. Let yourself down. And keep a tight hold on the bunk until you reach floor level.
Yes, Doc. Oh, now what?
Say, what's going on?
Where are you, Doc?
Standing right by you, Lemmy, and
Oh.
don't shout in my ear.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were so close. That noise, it stopped.
Jet.
Why doesn't he wake up? How can he sleep with all that row going on?
Jet, wake up.
You must be standing next to his bed, Doc. Get hold of him and shake him.
Oh, that's what I'm about to... Good grief.
Now what?
His bed, it's empty. He's not in it.
Oh, crikey. What are they trying to do? Send us mad?
Look, Lemmy, do you think you can find Mitch's bunk?
Yes, I think so. Should be directly behind me on the other side of the room.
Then get over there. See if you can find him and wake him up.
Oh, Mother. It must be one long, horrible dream. It must be.
Jet, where are you?
Mitch, wake up. Ah! Oh.
Lemmy.
Is that Mitch? Oh, blimey. Doc.
What is it?
The geezer, the cold one. He's got up and he's walking about.
Then grab hold of him, Lemmy. Hang on to him.
Hey?
Go on.
Oh, yes, Doc. Oi, you. Where's he gone? Hey, he was here a minute ago. I've lost him, Doc. He must have walked away from me.
Then keep walking towards Mitch. But if you bump into the other fellow again, hang on to him this time.
Doc, I can't.
How do you mean?
Well, Mitch's bunk, I've got no idea which way it is now. I've lost my sense of direction.
Oh, okay. Then walk back to me and start all over again. Come on.
Yes, Doc, coming. Oh, there they go again. It's giving me the creeps.
Come on, you're getting closer to me.
Yes, Doc, I can hear I am. Oh, I've got him, Doc. I've got him. I've got...
Let go, Lemmy. It's me.
Oh, sorry, Doc.
Pull yourself together now. Oh, line yourself up and have another try at finding Mitch. If you don't find him this time, find the wall and walk round it until it brings you to his bunk. Now, is that clear?
It'd be much clearer if there was some kind of light on.
Yeah, well, there isn't. Now, keep going. Meanwhile, I'll grope around and try to find Jet.
Oh, there's his nips again. He seems to be on the far side of the room. What'd he have to make that noise for?
Well, the more noise he makes, Lemmy, the better chance we have of finding him.
Noise? Isn't that enough noise for you? Enough to waken the dead? Oh, what am I saying? Mitch!
Hey? What is it, Lemmy? For Pete's sake, what's going on?
Oh, you're awake, boy. Thank goodness.
Lemmy.
What are you doing back here? Oh, I must have walked round in a circle. Come back to where I started.
Then stay here.
Oh, what's that noise?
Real. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing okay tonight. I'm just doing some art. You know how it is. We're listening to an old radio play right now. So if you guys stayed, thank you for staying. If you didn't, thank you for everything else. And thank you so much, Real. Thank you so much, Kazoo.
Look at the floor. It's glowing.
I appreciate you.
Circular patch. Like a transparent manhole.
Mm-hmm.
It is a hole. I can see down into it.
Well, I'm almost done with these emotes, so they're getting faster.
Oh, blimey! That manhole's opening!
So you'll have these sweet emotes. These sweet, cool emotes. You'll have them just for you if you subscribe.
Journey into space. Taking part in this recording were Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan,
Mhm.
Alfred Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and Don Sharp as Mitch.
Oh.
All parts were played by David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also
Mhm.
composed the music.
Right. So yeah. once I get all of these done.
For the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Yeah, Heaven MCQ. You've been lurking, listening, enjoying it so far. So yeah. I hope you enjoy your stay. Hope you enjoy some old time radio, and I hope you have a good one while watching me just fuck around and fuck with colors and get done with some art. Once I get this done, I have an idea for a print. It has something to do with what Real Kazu requested originally. So hopefully, once we get all these emotes done, we'll have that. It'll be real nice. So, Real, I hope your night goes better than ever. I hope your what is it? Stream. That's right. Your stream went well. If you want to talk about your stream, you can. I'm definitely down to hear about it.
Journey into space.
Journey into space.
The BBC presents Jet Morgan in The World in Peril.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Heaven. MCQ. See, as they are coming along, one after another, everybody's gonna be like, where did these...
Jet Morgan and his crew landed on Mars, but had hardly touched down on the planet when a fleet of Martian spheres appeared overhead. All four men then lost consciousness and awoke to find themselves confined in a dark chamber. They explored their prison as best they could and discovered a lookout hatch in the roof through which, to their amazement, they saw Mars hanging like a great moon in the sky.
Oh.
They could only conclude that during their period of unconsciousness, they had somehow been transported.
Well, thank you, everybody, for staying. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it.
He was alive but unconscious, and Doc laid him on one of the beds which the room contained. A system of watches was started, and whilst two men slept, the other two observed the barren world outside. It was during a watch by Lemmy and Doc that the cover of the small, transparent dome closed. Weird noises were heard, and to Lemmy's infinite discomfort, the stranger got up from his bed and began to walk around. Doc found his way to Jet's bunk to wake him, but the captain was not there. And then Mitch, who was sleeping on the opposite side of the room, woke up.
What is it, Lemmy? For Pete's sake, what's going on?
Oh, you're awake, boy. Thank goodness.
Lemmy.
Oh.
What are you doing back here?
Oh, I must have walked round in a circle. Come back to where I started.
Then stay here.
Doc, what's that noise? And who closed the lookout hatch?
Nobody, Mitch. It closed of its own accord.
What's happening?
You tell us, mate.
Mitch.
Yeah?
Jet is missing.
He's what?
Yeah, and that fellow we found unconscious is up and walking around. Lemmy keeps bumping into him.
Good heavens.
Alright, deselect. Save.
What's that?
We don't know. Noises like that have been going on for the last 10 minutes or more.
Well, I'm coming down, Doc. Keep talking so I can find my way to you.
No, Mitch, wait. Stay where you are.
Well, why?
Look at the floor. It's glowing. Part of it, anyway.
A circular patch. Like a transparent manhole. It is a hole. I can see down into it.
You can?
Yeah, Doc. That must be the entrance to this place. It's true.
Oh, blimey. That manhole's opening.
Alright.
It's gone all quiet again.
Yeah, but at least we can see something now. Watch out, Doc. I'm coming down.
Don't go near that hole, Lemmy. Oh, just
Alright.
Well, don't.
Alright, everybody. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's right, Mitch. He is.
Hey.
B.
Over there by the wall. That geezer, the coal
Hey.
bumper. It's Ruth.
It's Frank Rogers.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I gotta go pee.
What's the matter with him?
What's he staring at me like that for?
Mitch, look around for Jet. I'll attend to Rogers.
Yeah, sure.
You help Mitch, Lenny.
Yeah.
Yes, Doctor. Mitch, where are you?
Over here, by Jet's bunk.
Oh, yeah. Have you found him?
Give me a chance. I've hardly started looking. This is the bed he was lying on, isn't it?
Yes, mate.
Well, he's not here now.
So Doc discovered in the dark. Hey, look.
Huh?
There he is, under the bed.
Well, what's he doing down there? Hey, Jet. Jet! Come on, wake up, do you hear?
Oh, thank goodness. Hello, Jet boy. How you feeling?
What's the matter? Where's the light coming from?
You all right, Jet?
Oh, why shouldn't I be?
We thought we'd lost you.
Yes, mate, you were lying under the bed. We couldn't find you in the dark.
But it isn't dark. Good grief. What's that?
What, that manhole, you mean?
Yeah.
It opened up about 5 minutes ago.
And what's down there?
We don't know. We haven't looked yet.
Why not? And where's Doc?
Over on the other side of the room. That fellow we'd found on the floor turned out to be Frank Rogers.
Frank?
Yes, Jet. He's regained consciousness and Doc's gone over to him.
Here they come, both of them.
Out of the way. Let me get up. Thank goodness they found you, Jet. Hello, Frank. Do you remember me?
What are your orders, Captain Morgan?
He remembers you all right, Jet, but in a confused kind of way.
He's conditioned?
Yes, but not very deeply. He behaved quite normally for a moment or two just now. But he has to be told what to do. I'm afraid so. But how did he get here? The last we heard from him, he was in a land truck heading down from Polar Base to the Mare Australis.
Where does Frank think he is now, Doc?
He doesn't seem to know or care very much. Look, do you know where you are, Frank?
What are your orders?
No, I don't think he does. Pity. I was hoping he might throw some light on how we got here.
Well, it looks like we were brought here through that hole in the floor. Oh, I wonder where does it lead to?
Well, we'll look and see. Come on. How did this hatch come to be open? Oh, I don't know, Jet. So many things were happening at that time. We heard a low whine, the light came on, and then this hatch opened up of its own accord, apparently. Were you or Lemmy anywhere near the walls at the time? No. Nor me. Why? Well, I thought perhaps you might have accidentally touched a control, as you did, Doc, when that Astro hatch opened. No, we didn't touch anything, either of us.
Well, the point is, now that it is open, are we going down there?
No, Mitch, we're not.
Yeah, but perhaps the whole idea is that we should.
That's the very reason I think we should stay here. If nothing happens in an hour or so, maybe we'll chance going down. One of us, at least. Who? Well, that'll be decided later. Meanwhile, now that we have a little light in this place, Mitch and I'll search it thoroughly. Doc, you stay with Frank. See if you can get any sense out of him. Sure, Jet. And what do I do? You stay here, by the hole. Eh? Now, keep watch. If you see or hear anybody coming out of it, give a yell.
You're darn right I will. I'll yell me head off.
Jet and Mitch's search of our prison revealed little more than we had already discovered when we first felt our way around it in the dark. As we had surmised, the place was circular in shape, with smooth walls about 10 feet high and a dome-shaped roof with a lookout hatch in the center. The little panel Jet and I had found in the dark and which operated the shutter over the hatch refused to function now, even though Jet tried the control a number of times. While the investigation was being carried out, Lemmy sat by the opening in the floor, listening intently for any sound that would herald the approach of visitors, Martian or otherwise. Meanwhile, I made a thorough examination of Frank Rogers. He appeared to be in the same state as Mitch had been when we rescued him from the city in the Lac of Solis nearly a year ago. He was, in fact, in a partly conditioned state and vacillated between long periods of deep coma or delirium and short periods of normality, during which he was like a man recovering from an anesthetic or the effects of a narcotic drug. I couldn't get much sense out of him. Then I remembered what Webster, the man who had helped us escape from Mars during our first trip, had told me about partly conditioned Earthmen, at that time with particular reference to Mitch.
Well, this isn't a bad case. Almost back to normal. While he's in this sleepy state, it's possible to penetrate right deep down inside a subject's mind. Tell him he's in Africa, and when he wakes up, he'll believe it. That, Dr. Matthews, is the Martian method. On the other hand, put him to sleep now, tell him all that has happened to him since the time his memory failed him, and when he wakes up again, he'll remember everything.
Webster's suggestion had worked with Mitch. Maybe it would work with Rogers, too. I waited for one of the moments when he passed from a deeply conditioned state into the stupefied one of near normality. Frank, do you know me?
Hello, Doc. What am I doing over here in the Discovery?
Is that where you think you are?
I should be in the freighter. I was there a minute ago with Whittaker, and he...
Whittaker?
No, it couldn't have been him. He's dead. He was found in number 6.
That's right.
Are we on the way back to Earth, Doc?
No, Frank, we're not.
But we did land on Mars, didn't we?
You don't remember?
Well, everything's so vague and confused.
Frank, look at me.
Yes, Doc?
Can you see my face?
Yes, I can. There's not much light, but I can see it.
Now, look, I'm going to put you to sleep. When you wake up again, I'm hoping you're going to feel a lot better.
Am I sick, Doc?
You're going to be all right. Now, look at me, Frank. Now, go to sleep. Go to sleep, and everything will be fine. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, and you'll be okay. When you wake up, everything will be okay.
Well, Doc, how is he? He seems to have been asleep for a long time.
Maybe. How can we tell? We've no means of measuring time in this place.
Is he going to be all right, Doc?
I hope so. I think his temperature is rising. His pulse is quickening, and his breathing gets gradually deeper. All good signs. It was that way when I deconditioned you, Mitch.
Yes, but how soon before we know for sure?
Well, if all goes well, he should wake up feeling normal.
And how much of the past year will he remember?
That I don't know. Mitch remembered nothing until we reminded him of events in which we knew he was involved.
But we know nothing of what happened to Frank.
Yes, I realize that. So I think everything that happened to him since we last saw him will be just a blank in his memory.
Yeah, but is there no way of getting him to recall events? He must know a lot of things that will be very useful to us.
If he could revisit all the places he's been in the last year or more down on Mars, maybe it would jog his memory.
Fat chance there is of that. We're not even on Mars.
Oh, keep your voice down, Mitch, and let him sleep. Better if he can wake up on his own good time.
Sorry, Doc, I didn't think.
Look, let's get over to the other side of the room. We can talk there without disturbing him.
Yeah, come on.
We'll see how Lemmy's getting on.
Been sitting here listening so hard, my ears are growing.
But you've heard nothing?
No, mate, heard nothing and seen nothing.
How long is it now since this hatch opened, I wonder?
It must be hours. I seem to have been sitting here forever.
It might seem that way, but it probably isn't very long.
It must be, Mitch.
Sorry about that, everybody. I just,
Much the same. The time we've been
Oh my gosh. Thank you, AGRSV Dan. I appreciate that. I didn't see that notification, but thank you so much for the follow. Hold up.
Well, hungry or not, I'm for staying here. Let them come to us.
Look, what difference does it make who goes to whom?
But what about Roger's jet? We can't leave him here alone, and I don't want to wake him before he's had his sleep out.
How long was it, Doc, before I woke up when I was in Frank's state?
About 16 hours.
Alright, back again. I will take care of this. Had to take care of the trash.
No, Mitch, you stay here too.
But you can't go down there alone, mate.
I don't intend to.
Well, I was going to say.
You'll come with me.
Me?
Be careful, Jet.
You think I won't be, Doc? Now, let me put on your suit.
My suit? But what for? With no helmets anyway.
No, but the radios might be useful should we get separated.
Yeah, I suppose they would.
All right.
Assuming they work.
Very well, then get a move on. Start down those steps just as soon as we're dressed. All right, Lemmy, you ready?
Yes, mate.
Then check your radio, see if it functions.
Hello. Testing radio. Can you hear me?
Yes, Lemmy, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jet.
Very well. Switch off. We'll use them only if we have to. Now, I'll lead the way.
Well, take your time.
Come on, Lemmy.
I'm right behind you. Don't worry.
Not very easy to walk down. There's no rail to hang on to.
Go on, Lemmy, down you go.
All right, Mitch. You told me to take me time, didn't you?
No, Jet's turning the corner already. What's round it, Jet?
4 steps. Knows how far down they go.
Well, wait for me. You're not in that much of a hurry, are you?
All right, I'm waiting. Come on.
There goes Lemmy round the corner. Now they're both out of sight. Can you hear us?
Yes, Mitch, we're still descending.
Can you see?
Yes, there are lights in the wall. Every couple of feet or so.
Hey, what's that?
The hatch, it's closing.
Jet, come back! Doc, for Pete's sake, don't let it close. Hang on to it.
Good grief, it makes no difference. Get your fingers out of the way, quick.
Doc, they're shut in down there. Jet! Jet!
Calm down, Mitch.
But they're trapped. Who closed that hatch, and how did they know Jet and Lemmy were in
Hey,
there?
wait a minute. Looks like they're coming back. Jet! Jet, can you hear me?
No, he can't. That manhole cover's too thick.
Mitch, get your suit. Bring it over here.
What for?
So we can talk to them over the radio.
Oh, yeah. Hang on a minute.
Oh, hold it, Lemmy. We're doing all we can.
Here you are, Doc.
Oh, good. Hello, Jet.
Hello, Doc. What happened?
Oh, you hardly got out of our sight when the hatch closed.
We tried to stop it, Jet, but even with both of us hanging onto it, it made no difference.
Well, what do we do now? Just stand here with Doc and Mitch staring at us like we was fish in the Brighton Aquarium?
Well, so long as the radios are working, we'll go on, Doc. Just as arranged. But keep in touch.
Okay.
Here we go, then. Come on, Lemmy. Keep close to me.
You don't have to tell me.
Oh, there they go.
And now they're disappearing round the bend.
Round the bend is right.
Can you hear me, Jet?
Yes, Doc. Still descending. On the second turn now.
He's not very loud, is he?
Still descending.
No, he isn't. Jet,
Yes, Doc.
is your radio okay? You're not very loud.
Neither are you. In fact, the further we go down, the fainter you get.
Yes, Jet. What else do you expect? Our signals are blocked. It's solid rock we're walking through.
I don't think there's much we can do about it, Doc.
How far down are you now?
Must have come about 20 feet.
We're going to lose contact with them altogether soon.
Can you still hear us, Doc?
Yes, Jet, but only just.
Barely hear you.
What was that? Hello, Jet. What did you say?
They must be way down by this time. We've lost contact with them altogether now.
Hello, Doc. Doc, can you hear me?
Obviously, he can't, Lemmy, so there's no point in calling him anymore. Switch off your radio.
But how are we going to let him know if anything happens to us?
If anything does, I don't suppose we'll be in a position to let anybody know anything.
And what if you and me get separated? There's no guarantee of our keeping in touch with each other.
Then we'll see to it that we don't get separated.
Well, let's hope it's as easy as that. Oh, if these steps go down much further, we come out on the other side of the moon, if that's what we're on.
Wait a minute, Lemmy.
Eh? What's the matter?
We've come to the end of the steps.
So, where do they lead to?
To a huge open hall.
Is anybody about?
Not that I can see. Come on, down to the bottom.
Oh, Grand Central Station.
What?
New York.
Yes, it is rather like that.
Are we going out there?
Yes, come on.
Here, where's the light coming from?
From up in the roof.
What kind of a place is this?
Look at the walls. See, through those archways, other spiral staircases like the one we just came down.
Yeah, where do they lead to then? Other dungeons like ours?
Probably.
Do you think there are any prisoners in them too?
How should I know? But we're not climbing them to find out.
Oh, I should hope not. None of those stairs are lit up as ours is.
Look, Lemmy. At the far end of the hall,
Eh?
a much bigger arch leading to a long corridor.
That's lit up all right. About the only place leading out of here that is.
Then that's where we head for.
This place seems to be carved out of solid rock, like a great cave.
Beautifully carved it is, too. Look at those designs up there.
Yeah. Like those rock carvings you see in South America. Aztec or Magyar or some such name.
Aztec and Maya, Lemmy.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
It must have taken years to do.
Here, wait a minute. Those pyramids we saw on Mars.
What about them?
Well, they were step pyramids. You find that kind of thing in South America too, don't you? Remnants of an ancient civilization.
Yes, Lemmy, but I'd say the Martian pyramids were more in the nature of the ziggurat.
A ziggurat?
A ziggurat, a kind of step pyramid built by the ancient Babylonians.
Go on. Are those carvings Babylonian too, then?
Oh, no, Lemmy. Far from it.
And neither are those arches with the steps behind them. They look more like what you might find in an old castle.
Yes, sort of Norman.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Hold it, Lemmy.
What's up?
I want to take a good look down that corridor before we go any further, that's all.
What for? There's nobody in sight.
It's that makes me cautious.
What difference does it make if we do meet anybody? We've got nowhere to run to. I'm certainly not nipping up any of them dark stairways. I'm going nowhere where I can't see to put me feet.
Come on, we'll walk slowly and keep close together.
Wait a minute. Listen.
What do you hear?
Somebody's singing.
What?
You must hear it. It's as plain as... Blimey.
I can hear that.
That's the same noise Doc and me heard upstairs before that transparent hatch opened.
What on earth is it?
That noise has stopped, but the singing hasn't.
But I don't hear any singing, Lemmy.
Well, I do. There. Now it's stopped.
Where did it seem to come from?
I don't know. From all round. Like that noise just now. I couldn't pin it down to any particular direction.
But you don't hear it anymore?
No, mate.
You must have been imagining it.
I don't think so, Jet.
Or perhaps it's connected with that other noise in some way and you thought it sounded like singing.
That's what it did sound like, and that's what it was.
Well, let's keep going.
Down the corridor?
Yes, and keep your eyes open. Look out for doors or any kind of opening in the walls.
Yeah, both walls seem perfectly smooth from here, as far as I can see.
Well, watch out just the same.
Yes. I wonder how Doc and Mitch are getting on up there in the first floor back.
Hold it, Lemmy.
Now what?
Look. Down there on the right. A door.
Oh, yeah. Flush with the wall. No wonder we didn't see it before.
Come on.
Here, Jet. Now, don't be too hasty.
Fits very snugly, doesn't it?
Yeah, like it was airtight.
Pretty solid, too.
No, don't bang too hard, Jet. We might wake somebody up.
How does it open, I wonder?
It doesn't. At least not to you.
Hey?
Who was that? Somebody spoke.
Do you think I'm deaf already?
Hello? Who are you?
Where are you?
We didn't realize you were awake.
Well, we're supposed to have been asleep then?
You were the last time we saw you. All 5 of you.
All 5 of us?
He must know about Frank.
Of course we do. We carried you up there and laid you out in the beds.
We? Who's we?
Where are the rest of you? Or have only 2 of you woken up?
Look, before we answer any more of your questions, would you mind telling us where we are and what's going on?
Of course. You're aboard number 734.
Oh, thanks very much. That explains everything.
734 what?
Asteroid 734.
Asteroid? Is that what this is, an asteroid?
We thought we were on one of the Martian moons.
The moons are already occupied by the enemy. There's no point in taking you there.
That all depends on who you mean by enemy.
You must be hungry.
Oh, indeed I am. I'm famished.
Then keep walking. Straight down the corridor. There's plenty of food for everybody here.
Where?
Straight down the corridor, I said. But don't attempt to enter any door until I tell you. There's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, I don't like this, Jet.
You think I do?
Look, let's go back to Doc and Mitch.
And, Starve?
Oh, straight down the corridor.
Very well, whoever you are.
Flynn is my name. Flynn.
Very well, Mr. Flynn. We're walking down the corridor now.
Good. Stop at the 5th door you come to.
Hey, listen. There's that singing again. Oh, crikey, what's that?
A most peculiar taste in music, Lemmy.
I can't help it. It's the gypsy in me. Door number 5, he said, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, this is it.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, Paddy, we're talking to you. Can you hear us?
How did you know my name is Paddy?
Well, it's a common Irish name, isn't it?
And how did you know I was Irish?
I heard you sharpening your shillelagh.
Look, we've got as far as the 5th door.
Then come on in.
But how can we? Oh. Well, that settles that little problem, doesn't it?
Are we supposed to go in there?
Yes, come on.
But this place is hardly bigger than a cupboard.
The second door doesn't open until the first one is closed.
You mean it's some kind of airlock?
Well, you might call it that. Now, when you come in here, are you going to stop out there all day?
All day? It was pitch black the last time I took a look outside.
In you go, Lemmy.
Hey, but you think it's safe? What happens if we get in there and the other door doesn't open? We die of suffocation.
That's a fine thing to say when all I'm doing is trying to help you.
Oh, we tried to believe it, mate.
I mean, you didn't have to do that.
Am I?
Thank you so much, Simon. That's so sweet of you. You didn't have to. Thank you. I guess you're just excited about these emotes that you're gonna get.
What about this other door, eh?
Hello? Hello?
Hell.
Affiliate. You goddamn right. You goddamn right.
Was speaking the truth.
But who is he?
I know.
We shall find out.
I know it. It's awesome. Hold up. I gotta get the right color. Getting the right color. Color picking. But no, I know you're gonna be getting these sweet emotes. I know. I gotta make the bat. I gotta make the bat. I gotta make it. I gotta make it special, and I don't even know. I don't even know what to make it. I'm such a bad. I'm so bad. I know. You're gonna get these sweet emotes, and you're just gonna be like, oh, I got the sweetest emotes ever.
I don't see how. Whoever opened that door couldn't have known who was going down those steps.
No, they couldn't, could they? There's that noise again.
That's the third time since Jet and Lemmy left us.
I'd give anything to know what's going on. Where we are.
On one of the Martian moons. Where else?
Yeah.
Take another look outside. I suppose that astro hatch still doesn't function.
I don't know.
It ceased to work when that manhole opened.
Yeah, when that manhole opens.
Yeah, maybe that has something to do with it. Here it goes anyway. It's working.
What? No, guys. The emotes aren't even done. Come on. I guess it...
Shall I close it again?
No, we've been in the dark so long, it'll take a little time for our eyes to adjust.
Oh, I know. I know. Oh, guys, it's so sweet of you. These aren't even done yet. Let them... You guys, they're... I know they're hot out of the oven. These emotes, don't want to burn your tongue now. You gotta let them cool off a little bit.
What's that noise? Don't worry about it, Frank. Noises like that keep happening. It sounded like a...
Goodness.
I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
I can't seem to place it.
You still know who I am?
Well, you guys are amazing. Incredible. Incredible. Deselect.
You know me too, then? Well, why not? Where are we?
Right, but look, you guys need to... You guys are paying me for it. You gotta have some of these sweet emotes.
Lie down. Take it easy for a spell.
But what's going on, Doc? Where's Jet and Lemmy? Weren't they here?
Were they even real?
They're not here now. Frank,
Was Lemmy, that annoying bastard, actually real?
Yes, I do. I most certainly do. I was in one of the land trucks.
What were you doing there?
I was trying to call somebody on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I was trying to call Earth or Moon Control.
Yes, that's right, Frank.
Then it was him.
Yes, it all comes back to me now. The Discovery had taken off without me. It had gone and left me behind.
Frank, that was more than a year ago.
I know. Mm.
Don't you remember flying over the Lacasolis in the freighter that crashed?
Wait, what?
And what happened after that?
Bubsy redacted, Madhouse? Oh, I thought it said Had House. I really thought that it said Had House.
There was more than a year between those events.
I know, I need to make sub badges. I don't know what to do for the sub badges. Any idea, guys? I'm sorry to ask this, but what do you guys think?
I remember nothing between crashing in the freighter.
What do you guys think for sub badges?
Yes, Frank. Number 2. But she crashed on the Mare Australis.
That's right, and her crew disappeared.
But that was before your lapse of memory.
It all comes back.
If Bubsy just changed it to Had House, I think he would be very he or she would be happy.
You have?
Many times. The wreck, number 2.
That has something to do with that noise?
No, Mitch, I went back to it alone.
But how could you?
I did, Doc. I distinctly remember I did, and I tried to get the radio going, tried to call somebody, and then... That's all I remember about that.
That's all I remember about that.
Base trying to contact Earth. It was imperative that I contact Earth.
No, of course, if you've been left behind.
D&D weapons? I mean, possibly. I know, right? Like, for a sub badge, maybe a axe, a sword and shield for a second.
Thought you were still in the original fleet during our first trip here?
Oh, no, not our fleet, the Martian fleet. That was it.
I had a house.
What did you have to warn Control about?
You don't understand. I had a house.
Yes, Doc. I had to tell them that the invasion fleet had left
I love
and was
that.
already on its way to Earth.
You don't get it. I had house, but now not. What do? Alright. So, make a new folder. Make a new raster. And now... Now, I do the fun stuff, which is this.
Other parts were played by David Jacobs and Pat Campbell. The orchestra was
Alright.
conducted by Van Phillips.
And then... we do this. Invert. Alright. And then... also...
And produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Bam. Bam. Get in there. Get into the crevices.
At the same time next week.
Bye bye. It's weird. It's just so weird. Listening to radio from different times. Yeah. 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 And now, so this is how I've been shading lately, and it's real fast. It's crazy fast how... ah! That's too fast. Too fast. Gotta do a soft brush. Don't listen to that bot. Don't listen to him.
And then a transparent circular hatch.
Don't do it.
Open to reveal a flight of stones.
You could join our Discord, but I don't know.
To see where they led, but they
I don't know.
when the hatch closed again, in spite of the combined efforts of Doc and Mitch to prevent it.
Right?
Under the circumstances, Jet decided to proceed with the investigation. It was intended that contact should be kept by radio, but the lower Jet and Lemmy descended, the weaker the signals became, until
Yes.
finally contact was lost in time.
Yes. Let's see. Who's in my Discord?
Doc and Mitch's relief appeared to be perfectly normal, except that he found it difficult to recall events of the past year, which
Manage user. Tab regular. Have read the rules. There you go. There you go.
You have? Many times. The wreck, number 2.
That has something to do with that noise.
No, Mitch. I went back to it.
There you go.
Alone.
I have fixed it.
I did, Doc. I distinctly remember I did, and I tried to get the radio going, tried to call somebody. And then, well, that's all I remember about that. The next thing I know, I was at Polar Base trying to contact Earth. It was imperative that I contact Earth.
Well, of course, if you'd been left behind.
No,
You're welcome. I'm just glad that somebody's in my Discord.
We heard your call, Frank.
You did, but I have Frank.
What was the message?
The fleet. That was it, the fleet.
That's right. I could do bar tokens. That would be nice. Little bar tokens that you get at bars. Maybe little bar. Maybe little, yeah.
And was already on its way to Earth.
Yeah, right. I had this whole theme of a bar. I'm so dumb. I'm silly.
I had to do something.
When did you find out that the invasion fleet was leaving?
I don't know. All I remember now is that I knew it was leaving and that I had to warn somebody.
You have no recollection of anything that happened to you while you were conditioned?
Conditioned? Me?
Yes, Frank. Since we last saw you, we have been back to Earth and returned to Mars for the second time.
Except, so far as we know, we're not on Mars anymore.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You're getting me all confused.
I'll explain everything later, Frank. Right now, you must tell us all you know about the invasion. The date the fleet left, everything.
But I don't know anything more.
Frank, what do you remember?
I remember landing on Mars, the land trucks, number 2 crashing.
That was a year ago.
And then I remember being in number 2, trying to contact Earth.
How did you come by that information regarding the Martian fleet leaving for Earth?
I don't know. I only know it's the one thing that's uppermost in my mind.
Okay, Frank.
Okay. Alright, calm down.
Could I have something to eat?
Doc, I'm so hungry.
I'm afraid we haven't anything.
Not even a flask of tea?
No, not even that, I'm afraid.
Doesn't the ship carry tea anymore?
There's lots of it in the Discovery, but we're not in the Discovery, Frank.
Where are we then?
I wish I knew.
So we could have some of those emotes and stuff like that.
Well, I'll come and talk to you again.
Yes, Doc.
Come on, Mitch. Let's leave him alone for a spell.
Sure, Doc.
I don't know if there's any good images of beer or I have to make it myself. Maybe I could make different steins for how long you've been here. Yeah, I could give you different steins. R.L. Stein. Fear. Aw, but everybody else does that. Oh no. I don't want to be everybody else. I want to be myself.
Suddenly reverting to normal.
I see what you mean. He loses all memory of having been to Mars.
Yes, of course.
And how would he account for the years he's been away?
Well, loss of memory. You read such things in newspapers often. Man missing from home, turns up again a few years later, doesn't know where he's been or what he's been doing meanwhile. Years of his life gone just like that.
All the time, he may have been on Mars.
Why not? That's the safeguard. Any spies, fifth column, call them what you will, landed on Earth, will carry out their orders to a T, so long as they remain conditioned. But if the conditioning should leave them, it's no matter. They'd never remember they'd ever been on Mars, so there could never be a danger.
But if they went back, it would be a different story.
What chance is there of that?
I doubt very much if any of them ever make a trip twice.
There goes that music again.
I wonder why we keep hearing it.
And I wonder what's happened to Jet and Lemmy. They haven't returned.
Hey, Doc! Doc!
It's Frank. He's sitting up.
Coming, Frank.
That noise.
Oh, what about it?
Well, it's,
Well,
I've heard it before.
so you said, but can you remember where?
Yes, I can. It's all rather vague, but
Go on.
it reminds me of a huge control room.
Where?
I don't know, but lots of other men were there, dozens of them. We were all seated at...
So many men. Men. But I don't know if you can think of anything. I mean, a beer stein seems to make people happy. I can do that for a little while. If I think of anything different, I'll change it. I just want to be cool and different. I just want to be an independent.
Must have been a size. Doc, let me get up. Sure, go ahead.
I want to look around.
Why? Is this place familiar to you?
It was in a place like this that we slept
Play.
when we weren't on duty.
I don't know what play
Have
means.
a good look round. Maybe
I don't know what play means.
We'll bring a few more things back to you.
Yes,
Sorry, I dropped my phone, law. Play.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but it's shut
New emote. Play.
And Lemmy went down there just before it closed. We've heard nothing from them since.
Sorry, Heaven, but new emote idea. Play.
Is it barren?
No one would get the joke.
Just like the Earth
Play.
and moon, only a lot rougher and on a smaller scale?
Yes.
An asteroid.
What?
An asteroid, that's what we're on.
But what would we be doing on an asteroid?
You know what you're doing.
Control them, live in them.
Live in them?
That's why you never see a Martian on Mars. They hardly ever set foot
Well,
on it.
was worth a try, law.
In the asteroidal belt.
Play.
How can they possibly live
Play.
on asteroids?
They don't live on them, Mitch. They live in them.
You mean under this floor, somewhere at the bottom of those stairs, is a Martian?
Almost certainly.
And what about the Earthmen aboard? What do they do?
They're a crew.
Crew? You talk as though this is a ship.
It is, Mitch. A great spaceship. The Martians can propel these things through space.
These bad boys been flying through space.
Don't you remember? Jet and Lemmy saw exactly the kind of thing Frank's describing hovering over the Earth. Great spaceship carriers carrying spheres which landed on Earth, dropped a number of personnel, and then returned to the mothership again.
I hope that's not our travel through space. I hope that's not our this stupid fucking radio play. They're like, you didn't know it, but we now ride on comets. Giant meteoroids, we use them as spaceships.
See if you were reminded of anything else.
I mean, it is an interesting thing. It's just...
Living on asteroids. Do you think there are any on this one?
Who knows? How can we even be...
It would be
sure
weird.
this fact straight?
Well, I see the line.
Just be
all right.
weird.
They knew what the scenery outside looked like without even a glance out of that astro hatch. Yeah, but look, what about Jet and Lemmy?
Yes, you don't have to remind me.
It must be a couple of hours now since they started down those steps. Have they met any Martians? And if they have, what's become of them?
Yeah, if that was like Elon or what's the other one? Blue Space or Discovery something? I forget. The next big jump in space technology is literally like, oh yeah, no, we're jumping. We jump on giant meteors.
Lemmy had, of course, on reaching the base of the spiral stairway, found themselves in a large, well-lit hall, carved out of the solid rock of which the asteroid consisted. At the far end of the cave-like structure was a long corridor. Jet and Lemmy made their way down this, and then were surprised...
What's the other one? I forget who...
which opened to reveal a small chamber that Jet took to be...
What if Elon was like, that's what, we figured it out, boys.
The door then closed behind them, and Lemmy thought he...
That old SpongeBob joke, it's real. And it's how we get to space and back.
Hello. Hell, what did I tell you? He has got us. We should never have... Oh, something's happening.
Then he was speaking the truth.
But who is he?
When that door opens, we shall find out.
Come on in.
Oh my god. You know what? You know what? That's fine.
Be careful, mate. He's probably behind the door. Wait.
A lot of people are like, they point at Elon and they're like, oh, bad man. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure he just wants to be off this planet. He just wants to be gone from all this. Just like the Facebook Zuckerberg? Mr. Zuckerberg. I think all of them are like, yeah, we need to get in space and be done with this stupid shit.
I have a strong mind, Captain. The Martians did their best.
With this silly stuff.
Nobody conditions him.
And what are you
The Amazon person is also like, yeah, we're going to space, baby. And we're doing it on asteroids, baby. And also they say baby to each other, you know, that just to let people know that it's okay. They give a light kiss to each other on the lips. You know, between bros.
This is a great ship, you mean?
Oh, of course.
And does it carry a fleet of
Oh, of
speeders, as we saw
course.
on the Martian surface?
Yes.
Close to the Earth? Oh, it never has yet, but it soon will.
Eh?
Number 734 is only one of a whole fleet of asteroids, all bound for Earth. What?
What?
The invasion.
What?
Jack and me wanted to go back to Earth too. That's why we're aboard. This is the only chance.
Yeah, to let them know, like, you know, sometimes we fuck around and we steal each other's thousands and thousands of dollars from each other. You know, we fuck each other around, but you know we care about each other. You know, if anything happened to you, we'd be here, baby girl.
Sad thing about Rogers. And such a nice fella too.
Oh. Elon Musk comes into the room and they're like, Elon, and he's like, he gives that dog face, you know, the meme one, and then they just come over to him and they give him a little pick on the lip. They're like, you know, we're only scared for you. We only worry about you. You had us so worried. BFFs for abs. Sorry, I had to take a giggle over there.
You know him then?
I had to teach him a thing or two. He was trained as an asteroid crew
Oh, God.
at the city of Lacus Solus.
the Central Training School. All personnel brought up from Earth spend a considerable time there before they're allocated to a regular trade, you might call it.
Trade? How many trades are there?
Oh, hundreds.
You should drink your coffee. If you want to drink your coffee, drink your coffee. Drink that delicioso, mucho gracias coffee.
If I knew, I'd be glad to tell you, but I will tell you this.
That lovely, delicious.
Well, I can't talk about it here. Why not? Well, you'll have to kind of trust me. Now, about the rest of your party up there in the sleeping quarters, are you quite sure?
But it's just I don't know what you're talking about. It's between bros. It's just between two bros just going in and giving a little.
Why didn't you talk to us when we were up there?
It's too low.
But Jack and me have a lot to do. I had to leave this place and go to another part of the ship. So I just opened
Oh man,
there and hoped you come down of your own accord, like.
As soon as we did
I'm good. I'll stop. I'll stop now so you can drink your coffee.
A safety precaution. So
Oh my God, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk in feety pajamas.
Oh, that was it.
While big Amazon owner is just like big Papa.
Coming.
You can imagine the surprise of Mitch, Frank, and myself when
I'm done. I promise.
the voice of Paddy Flynn and then the voices of Jet and Lemmy, telling us to leave the sleeping quarters and make our way down the steps to where they all were. When we protested that we had no idea how to open the hatch, it was opened for us. On Jet's instructions, we took our suits with us and made the descent down the long spiral stairway, passed through the great hall and down the long passage until we reached the door behind which we were to find our crewmates. Frank, who had undoubtedly been on this...
Aw, I'm glad. I'm so glad. Have him MC. Have on. Let's see.
one of the huge, controllable pieces of flying rock. By the time we had joined Jet and Lemmy in the anteroom, where a meal had been laid out for each of us,
That's so good. That's so sweet.
were flooding back.
Yes, I remember it all now. This isn't just an asteroid, it's a flying city. I should think up to 100 or so people live on it.
150.
That is not a city size. That is not a city size. I know. I've done my research.
Why not? Of course, I received them from somewhere else in the first place.
From where exactly?
In Age of Sigmar, that's not even considered a small town. It's barely even a small town in the middle of nowhere in Arizona.
Doesn't his or her voice give you any indication?
Well, it's a very high-pitched voice. You might call it feminine. But the things it says and the way it says them are distinctly masculine. He never speaks except to give an order.
What?
Do you think he's on this ship, as you call it?
There's one room here which none of us has ever entered.
Well, why not?
There are notices which make it perfectly clear that you should keep out.
That's right, I remember that.
Not that there's any need to tell people to keep out. There's no way of getting in that I can find.
Well, how can you be sure there is anyone in it?
Well, it's a well-known thing that at least one Martian dwells in every asteroid. Of course, some say more, 2 or 3. They give the orders to trustees like Jack and me.
And those orders are passed on to the conditioned crew who carry them out.
But don't the Martians ever come out of their rooms?
I've never heard of one coming out.
You mean they spend their whole lives in there?
No, I wouldn't know that.
But how do they live and what do they live on?
I wouldn't know that either.
Well, come to that, what do you all live on, Paddy? Where do you get your food?
From Mars. All the food we carry is grown on Mars. When we run out, we approach the planet, release the spheres, and pick up more. Pick up new personnel, too. Send back the old ones.
And what for?
Because no man can remain conditioned forever, isn't that right, Paddy?
Oh, you're right. That's right.
The conditioning gradually wears off, but before it's worn off completely...
I'm learning so much about Martian.
For a refresher course, as you might say.
Sometimes the conditioning wears off completely.
the subject becomes immune to it.
And then they have the choice
Jesus
of
Christ.
Martians
There's so much goddamn.
You might even call it slavery.
Thanks, England.
But you, Paddy, threw your lot in with the Martians.
They treat you well if you do.
Then why are you treating us so well? We hold no brief for them.
The fact is, Captain, you're looking as a rebel.
Hey?
So long as I knew there was no chance of getting back to home, I did as I was told. But now a whole fleet of asteroids, just like this one, is about to leave for Earth.
They haven't left yet.
It's old enough? That's a good question. Let's see. Let's see if they have the time on here.
Normal types like me are not allowed to. And only a selected few of the condition types will actually make the landing.
And what do they do when they get there?
And nobody's...
Come on.
Where does the rebellion come in then? It seems to me that things are going exactly the way the Martians want them to.
Ah, that's where you come in.
Oh, I thought we'd be dragged into this.
How do we make any difference?
I can... Tablet, why are you like this? Why are you like this? I'll look it up. Hold up. I'll look it up.
I don't know, Jet.
You think he's genuine? About being a rebel, I mean.
I wouldn't bet on it, Mitch. Hey, listen. There's that celestial choir again. Anybody else hear it? Yes.
Radio website. Make coffee.
Before when that noise came on. Oh, crikey, what's that?
The wall. Look at the wall.
For Pete's sake. What is it? Oh, blimey, what's happening? Oh, let me get out of here.
I don't actually know how old this is. Journey into Space. Let me see. Journey into Space radio broadcast.
What's happening to the wall?
It's fluorescent. It's glowing. There's something behind
Original series. 1953 till 1958. Jeebus.
It's completely gone now.
It's completely gone.
What's that beyond? Looks like a vast control room. And all those blokes in boiler suits sitting...
Yeah, it is old.
What difference does it make? It only needs one of them to look this way and they'll see us.
Frank, does this place mean anything to you?
Yes, Doc, it does. What is it, Frank? I used to be in a place just like it. I wore a suit just like the ones those fellows are wearing.
But what are they doing?
Blimey, look. Look. One of them's coming over here.
All right, here we are. Don't move.
Oh.
He turned off, but he was heading directly towards us. He must have seen us.
And he preferred not to.
Yes, but why?
How should I know? Paddy's the boy to answer that question, not me.
Hey, wait a minute. Has he seen us this time? He's looking straight at us.
And he's coming back.
Here, why doesn't Paddy come back? Paddy! Paddy!
Quiet, Lemmy.
Getting very close now. Now he stopped.
All right, mate. Don't just stand there staring. If you've got something to say, say it.
What are your orders?
Hey? Orders? Us?
We have no orders. Who are you? I said, who are you?
Orders received and understood.
Oh, BBC. Oh, goodness. I don't know where you are, but if I'll take your word for it.
Wait, you. Hey, you.
Are they just as wordy and not that interesting and over describe things for no reason?
Then why didn't he come any closer? And who did he get the orders from? He certainly behaved as though he received some from somebody.
Well, why don't we go out there?
Aye?
If we walked up to that fellow and tapped him on the shoulder, he'd have to take notice of us, wouldn't he?
And then?
Yes, come on.
What happens if the wall reappears once we're on the other side of it?
We needn't all go through. We'll go as far as where the wall should be, and then Mitch and I'll carry on. The rest of you stay on this side of it.
But if they don't want to be sociable, why bother?
Come on, Lemmy.
From Scotland. Yeah, pretty much one story.
Yes, Doc.
line lasts about 3 weeks.
Six, there is, too.
Oh, God. One storyline lasts 3 weeks. I mean, long time stories are not bad. They don't, I mean, literally, I have a long lasting story that I am making for a comic book, so, you know.
Look out, we're off again. The picture's fading.
Stand back, Lemmy. Keep clear. Well, looks just like a normal wall again. The show's over.
What? No Mickey Mouse?
That's as solid as a rock. What can it be made of?
Rock? And how can it show a picture? You'd expect it to be thin glass or something similar.
Yeah, when you stand back a bit, you can make out its shape.
Yes, it's a little darker than the rest of the wall. I wonder we didn't notice it before.
How many other surprises are they going to spring on us? Aye, aye. Why don't I keep my mouth shut?
All right, it's only Paddy returning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption, gentlemen, but certain things have to be attended to. You know how it is.
I wish we did know how it is. The next time you play any of those Wizards of Oz tricks on us, you might warn us.
The Wizard of which?
What Lemmy is trying to say, Paddy, is that the moment you left the room, the wall over there disappeared, and a three-dimensional picture took its place.
Oh, that?
That's quite normal.
Just a televiewer, that's all.
With a three-dimensional screen the size of a wall?
I thought televiewers were common things on Earth, and that you even carry them in your own ship, the Discovery.
Well, we do, but the main televiewer is only 3 foot square, and it gives a flat picture.
Well, that surprised me, I must say. I understood that during the last few years, great scientific progress had been made down on Earth.
That depends on what you mean by few.
Well, to put it more precisely, since I left the place.
When was that?
That's the funny thing. I can never quite remember.
Oh? But you must remember something.
Oh, I do. I do.
Well, where did you live?
In Ireland.
Whereabouts?
Dublin.
Dublin? Oh my God.
If you'd spent as long
I wonder where he live. Oh, it's Dublin. Oh, no way. No way, you know. Where everybody else knows.
I'm remembering or dreaming.
Well, what do you dream?
Of green hills. Green is such a wonderful
Oh my
colour. There's
God.
no green on Mars.
Is that how you remember Dublin? As Green Hills? Quietly. They'll be saying he was picking flowers in Piccadilly Circus next.
Paddy, can you recall anything else?
The railroad.
Which railroad?
The one I was helping to build, of course. There was hundreds of us.
Where were you building this railroad?
That I can't remember. But we lived in a special train. As the track got longer, the train moved up. We always lived at end of track. I was a grading supervisor.
What kind of equipment were you using?
Picks and shovels and dynamite.
No bulldozers?
I was a railroad builder, not a farmer.
He's never heard of a bulldozer.
And you'd never seen a televiewer before you left Earth. Isn't that right, Paddy?
I don't think so.
Paddy, this railroad you were building, did it run through good, green country, the kind you dream about?
Oh, no.
Well, was it barren, unpopulated? No towns, just rolling, undulating country, virtually without trees?
Yes, I think it was. But I can't be sure. It certainly wasn't green.
And the machines that pulled the trains, what did you call those?
The locomotives, you mean?
Driven by steam?
Of course, how else?
Tell me, Paddy, would you know what a diesel engine was?
No, I never heard of one of them.
Ever heard of a helicopter?
No.
Atomic power?
That's a new one on me.
Did you ever hear of Marconi?
No.
Einstein?
No.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yes. Now that's a familiar name. Abraham Lincoln. Was he an Irishman?
Oh, he was an American. Were you ever in America? Well, were you?
Yeah. What's the matter with him? He's gone all gooey-eyed.
America.
When you were working on this railroad.
Oh, that's it.
That's what?
That noise. I'm wanted. Must answer at once.
Well, where are you going?
I'll be back soon. Stay here. Don't leave this room.
If he makes any more walls disappear, I'll do him.
I mean, if you want to do them, Lemmy, I'm not there these days.
Remembers anything about Earth?
Yes, he does. But he's talking of a time so long ago, it's a wonder he remembers anything at all.
How do you mean?
I believe he was working on a railroad, but in the States.
Why?
Because of the terms he used.
locomotives, end of track.
Whoever heard of building a railroad with picks and shovels?
In the 19th century, that's exactly what they did, Jet. They practically used their bare hands.
So all his memories of Earth date back 100 years or more?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
He's been up here all that time?
Yes.
We'll be meeting Cleopatra next.
But he's hoping to go back to Earth.
He'll never make it, Mitch. You know what will happen the moment he sets foot on Earth.
Yes.
Oh my God.
True age. But he's been looking forward to it so much.
Quietly, here he comes.
It's come at last.
What?
The order to join the main fleet. We're going back to Earth. We're going home.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no.
That was episode 10 of Journey into Space. Taking part in this recording were Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and Don Sharp as Mitch. Other parts
If Lemmy doesn't die at the end of this, I'm gonna be real mad.
was conducted by Van Phillips, who also wrote the music.
He's trying to be a plucky, entertaining character, and I can't stand his ass.
Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
I mean, if you love Lemmy. Oh, okay, good. If you love Lemmy, I mean, I'm not. If you feel way more interested in Lemmy, I understand. If you're a big Lemmy fan, I get it.
Journey into space.
The BBC presents Jet Morgan in The World in Peril.
Oh yeah, you can see, as you can see, how I define muscles. She big muscle girl. Jeebus. I was like, da 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 da, and then I looked and I was like, Jesus. I have well defined her muscles. She big strong lady.
Discovery and Frank Rogers are on a Martian asteroid where they met Paddy Flynn, a man picked up from Earth many years ago and now in the hands of
Jealous of her big strong muscles.
all the conditioned personnel aboard number 734, which is waiting for orders to join the main fleet of asteroids with
You're jealous of her beautiful strong muscles.
his life down on Earth before he was picked up by a Martian sphere. But before Paddy could complete his story, he had to leave them to attend to some business in another part of the great asteroid.
You're like, oh man, if only I could do.
He rarely remembers anything about Earth.
Yes, he does. But he's talking of a time so long ago, it's a wonder he remembers anything at all.
How do you mean?
I believe he was working on a railroad, but in the States.
Why?
Because of the terms.
Yep, I have none. It's okay. You'll get them soon enough if you keep getting your veggies. Eat those vegetables, and then get that muscle milk. Do some squats. Do some thrust.
But he's looking forward to it so much.
It's come at last. What? The order to join the main fleet. We're going back to Earth. We're going home.
Oh, no.
Paddy, have you made the trip before?
No, I haven't. But I know one of the men on an asteroid that has.
Oh, which?
Number 53. It made the trip 3 times.
What for?
To pick up new personnel. Or at least to go close enough to the Earth to allow the spears to go down. It's him that tells me what's going on down there.
Did your friend ever actually land on the home planet?
No, he didn't. The men who land on Earth are highly conditioned. If they weren't, there'd be no guarantee they'd ever come back.
Well, how do you propose to make a landing?
I have it all worked out. You see, I receive orders from the Martians and pass them on to the asteroid crew. Well, all I have to do is carry out orders until we reach Earth. Or
Oh no!
then the time will come to transfer the selected crews to the
Ugh.
spheres. The ones that will actually
There must be a way to squat.
will not be selected personnel at all.
She squats in heavy armor. She is highly efficient in squats. Ah.
Oh, what a surprise for the folks back home when I toured
You can't do lunges, but maybe push-ups, maybe swimming.
Now where's he off to?
Doc, before he gets back,
Well,
what do you think now?
I still think he's been up here for years and years, and that he's been conditioned.
She can come teach you. Oh yeah, she can come teach you thing or two.
He's grown immune to it, just like that flying doctor. They've trained him to run this asteroid, and only the time he's spent on it is clear in his mind. His condition period is a complete blank, and the time before that, at the time he spent on Earth, is just a vague memory.
Oh, I should think so and all after 100 years.
He thinks it's no more than 4 or 5.
And that's why he believes he can go back to Earth.
Well, who's going to tell him?
Nobody.
Eh?
If he knew the truth, he might not be so ready to rebel, and we'd find ourselves prisoners again.
What do we now, then?
Whoa, you
We
guys.
have a good chance of making a landing on Earth. And that's better than being in the hands of the Martians for the rest of our lives.
Whoa.
It's supposed to be part of the main fleet, isn't it?
Well,
if we do land on Earth, in the way Paddy suggests, there'll be thousands of others too, and not rebels either, all carrying out their orders to conquer the Earth, which is what the Martians want, and what we're supposed to prevent. We've got to get a message to control before we leave.
How do we send it?
Now look, don't tell me a place that carries a three-dimensional televiewer doesn't carry radio too.
well, of course not. But what kind of radio is it? Would you know how to work it? How to tune to the right frequency? Always assuming it's tunable.
If it's a radio, I'll get it to work.
I'm glad you're so confident, Lemmy.
Thank you.
Well, Paddy must know the answer to all these things.
Then why don't we ask him?
If he'd stay with us for more than 5 minutes at a time, perhaps we would.
Yeah, why does he have to keep going into that other room? What's in there?
Have you any idea, Frank?
No, Jet, I told you that control room was familiar, the one we saw on the screen, but that's all.
And where's this Jack Evans? Why don't we see him?
He's supposed to be in another part of the ship.
But why doesn't he show himself?
And how about this business of joining the main fleet? Where do we join it and when?
Any minute, I should think, judging by the state Paddy's in.
We must get him to tell us more, much more. We should be able to find out enough about
the
ship to be able to take over ourselves if we have to.
Why not take over the old Martian fleet and have done with it?
There's no need to be flippant, Lemmy.
Well, what about
Well, damn.
private suite somewhere on board? Is he going to let us do all that?
I've been getting done with all these emotes.
Paddy, he can't even remember how long he's been up here. For all we know, he's talking out of his hat.
Yes, but he's our only hope. We must get all the information out of him that we can. Be ready to step into his shoes if we have to.
But Lemmy's right about that Martian. I wonder where he is.
Yeah, and I wonder if he knows we're here.
Well, why shouldn't he?
As soon as Paddy comes back, we'll ask him.
If that Martian knows we're here?
No, Lemmy, where he's supposed to be.
And then?
Well, maybe we'll pay him a visit.
Oh, blimey.
That bassoon. It's an evil bassoon. The deep bassoon. My God.
Paddy didn't come back. Where he had gone or why, we had no idea. Yet, in spite of his odd behavior, I felt somehow that we could trust this strange Irishman. The more I thought of it, the more certain I became that, although he was
evil,
too long ever to be able to return. Perhaps it was this knowledge that made me feel sympathetic towards him.
No, it's as someone who actually knows music instruments, it's always fun to be like to point it out.
The past few hours had been so full of incident that we had had little opportunity to take stock.
That's why new music makes me mad, because I can't point it out. I'm like, oh, I hate it.
We knew final had been our transition
This is gonna suck for classically trained musicians. Just being like, fuck. Should have learned EDM. Should have learned EDM.
Was Control, even now, still trying to call us? Or was all hope of contact already abandoned?
Right?
Completely cut off from home. Helpless intruders on an alien world. A world, for all we knew, peopled by beings who, although our destiny lay in their hands, we might never even...
Well, how much longer is Paddy gonna be? He seems to have been gone for hours.
The other times he left us, he wasn't gone more than a few minutes.
Can't we call him in some way? There must be some kind of intercommunication system in this place. How else could Paddy have spoken to you, Jet, when you...
I mean, as someone who was in band and wasn't classically trained technically.
What sort of room was it?
Just a small one. Had a control table with a small televiewer screen set in it.
I could probably bring back the trombone. I think it's the 2020s again. Yeah, big comeback for the trombone. I just need my big old hat.
We're not being watched right now. By that Martian, for instance.
Maybe we are. But if that were the case, do you think Paddy would have been so keen to talk about his plans to get back to Earth?
That depends on whose side he's on.
Well, let's try calling him anyway.
Here, wait a minute.
Now what?
If he can hear us talking,
Oh, yeah.
heard us talking about him.
Yeah, and about how if he did set foot on Earth, he'd revert to his true age.
Which, if Doc is right, would be about 130 years.
Can't imagine he'd want to go back if he knew the truth.
Maybe that's it. He does know and doesn't want to.
Then why was he so excited at the prospect?
That's a point.
No, I don't think he did hear us talk.
Well, let's try calling him anyway. Paddy? Paddy?
Paddy, can you hear us? Paddy! Come on, mate, answer us.
I don't think he's going to.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Just sit here until we're as old as he is?
No, we're not. How did he open that door?
There was a control at the side of it.
All right, let's go in there, see what's going on.
Come on, Frank.
Coming up.
Oh, she's opening all right.
Place's empty. There's not a sign of him.
I thought there was something fishy going on.
Yeah, but there's nowhere in here that he can hide.
Is this the control table you were telling us about, Jet?
Yes, Doc.
That's the only thing in the room.
Where on earth did he go? He couldn't just disappear.
And if he was going to be away so long, why didn't he tell us? Instead of leaving us waiting outside like a lot of mugs.
Maybe he didn't know he was going to be away for so long.
You mean somebody carted him off?
Hey, how about this?
What is it, Doc?
Another door. Where does it lead to?
I wouldn't know. I didn't notice it last time we were here. Did you, Lemmy?
No, Chet. I was so surprised at meeting Paddy, I hardly noticed anything.
Try opening it, Doc.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get your opinion on this. Nobody really likes you and nobody appreciates you, but we still want your opinion. You're an extra set of eyes in this awesome, amazing, lovely radio play.
It's warming up. What brought it to life? Well, Frank, he sat down and started operating it.
You've used one of these before, Frank?
Yes, Chet, I have. Where? Down on Mars, I think. Hey, the picture on there. Isn't that the big hall where we saw all those carvings?
Yes, it is.
And that's where we first heard Paddy's voice. Yeah. He must have been sitting here watching us.
Can you get a different view of the hall, Frank, or is the camera fixed?
Wait a minute.
That's it.
Hey, listen. There's that singing again.
Then it must be coming from the hall.
Scan the whole place, Frank. Let's look at every corner of it.
There's the Norman Arch. And the steps leading up. And there's that passage.
And look, there are the singers.
Blimey. And all dressed in boiler suits.
Just as those men in the big control room were.
Oh, where are you going, Mitch?
Back into the other room. An idea just struck me.
Get after him, Lemmy. Bring him back.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mitch, wait a minute, Mitch.
I thought, Lemmy. The picture on that panel in there is the same as the one on the wall out here.
Yeah, it's like we were down in that hall ourselves. It's so realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, where are those fellas marching to? Or from, for that matter?
From that passage. The same one we came down to get here. The one outside. They must have passed right by our door a few minutes ago.
Yeah, well, they've certainly passed out of range of the camera now. Come on, let's get back to the others.
Blimey.
Yeah, that's the signal for all doors to be closed.
Then what are we waiting here for?
Let's get back to Jet quick before we get shut off. Coming, Jet. Come on, hurry, Lemmy. The door's closing.
I'm right with you, Mitch boy.
No, wait. You'll never make... Hold it, Lemmy. If you get caught in that door, you'll be crushed to pulp.
Oh, it's shut. And us on the wrong side of it. Jet, can you hear me?
No, of course he can't, Lemmy. The door's too thick.
Oh, crikey, now what?
The wall. The picture's changing.
Never mind about the picture. What about this door? How do we get through it?
But, Lemmy, look.
Eh?
Look at the screen.
Hey, it's turned into a mirror. Look, that is us, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubting that.
Hey, wait a minute. It's all cockeyed.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, look at it. We're facing the thing, but our images are turned sideways. Then when we turn sideways, the images in the mirror face outwards.
Yeah, of course they do. That's no mirror, Lemmy. It's a televised picture of us. And the camera must be on that wall.
But I see no camera.
Well, we didn't see any screen until the picture appeared.
Hello, Mitch, Lemmy.
It's Jet. Yes, mate. Can you hear us?
Yes, and we can see you, too. I think this panel will show us any part of this asteroid we wanted.
Well, how did you get us?
Well, Frank manipulated a few controls, and there you were.
He knows how to work that thing, then?
Yeah, but he doesn't know what picture's likely to turn up next. The fact that we picked you up first go was pure luck.
The door shut tight, Jet. What do we do?
This must be one of those safety measures that Paddy told us about when all doors have to close for a while. I don't think we need worry. You'll probably be able to open it again in a few minutes.
Well, let's hope so.
Why did you go rushing back in there, Mitch?
Well, I suspected that the panel you're operating must have something to do with the picture on the wall in here.
And does it?
Yeah, Jet. We saw the hall and the men walking down it as large as life.
We can see ourselves now. It's uncanny.
What did you make of those fellows, marching and singing like that?
I've seen Boy Scouts marching better.
Yes, Lemmy, but what about the song?
What about it?
Didn't you hear the words?
Well, not really. I was too intrigued by the men themselves. But what about the words?
Well, one line that kept cropping up was Green Hills, the Green Hills of Earth.
So what?
Green Hills were what Paddy chiefly remembered about Earth.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's nice. But what does it all add up to?
I wish I knew, but there must be some connection.
Has Paddy turned up yet?
No, we've not seen or heard anything from him. Frank's going to continue to manipulate this panel, see what else we can get. So don't be surprised if the picture on your wall changes.
And what about us? How do we get back with you?
Oh, don't worry, Lemmy. I'm sure we'll be able to open the door before long.
That's all very well, but I do worry. And so would you if you was in my shoes.
Well, keep trying the control from time to time.
Trying it. But it doesn't open. Whoa. Does that thing have to make that noise?
Apparently it does, so the quicker you get used to it and stop complaining, the better.
Well, what's that a picture of?
That looks like the surface of the asteroid. Here, it must be. Look, over there. There's one of the domes. Sleeping quarters, I suppose, like the one we were in.
It must be night outside again. Oh, it's just like we were really out there, isn't it?
Look at the stars. Hey, yeah. Yeah, look at them.
What about them?
Well, they're dipping below the horizon.
So that's unusual.
Well, at that rate it is. This asteroid must be rotating.
Eh?
Yeah, Lemmy.
What for?
Well, there's only one reason I can think of.
Well?
We must be moving. We must already be on our way to join the main Martian fleet.
Oh, no!
Hello, Jet. Hello.
Jet.
No, he can't hear us, Lemmy.
But why not? He was talking to us a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, a couple of minutes ago he was tuned into us.
But isn't there some way we can tune into him?
Yeah, there probably is, but what is it? Oh, well, let's try the door again.
Oh, it's working.
Come on, Lemmy.
You don't think I intend to stay out here alone, do you?
Jet, Mitch, are you all right? Yeah. Thank goodness that door's working again.
And what about that picture on the screen?
A view of the asteroid's surface. We're just about to see what else we can get.
Yeah, but haven't you noticed anything?
No, what?
This asteroid's rotating and pretty fast, too.
What makes you think so?
Frank, switch back to the previous picture.
Yes, Doc.
There.
Alright.
Look at it this time. Watch the stars near the
Alright. Alright.
Sakes, I think we are rotating. And judging from the direction in which the stars are traveling, the camera that picks
So
up
far.
that picture must be situated somewhere near this asteroid.
Got this one. It's not done. Got this one.
Control.
Same one as before. Now, that's it.
Turn it full circle, Doc.
The view in the other room's much better.
But there doesn't seem to be any way to control the picture from there. Everything seems to be done from this panel.
This
That's a flat lot of use,
one.
isn't it? What do? Keep rushing from one room to another all the time?
Well, I think under normal conditions, there'd be an operator here permanently to produce pictures.
Got this one. And
The screen here is merely a monitor.
got this one.
Just coming into picture now.
All I need to do is now make them emote size, and we'll be good.
Keep that picture on the
So,
screen, Frank, and keep the camera rotating.
and that just means
I want to give Frank any further
I've been streaming for about 4 hours. And that means that I gotta find someone to raid.
Never moved across the sky so rapidly. We observed it from that astro hatch upstairs.
I thought it strange that there was no sunlight.
Well, there will be soon, I bet.
Are we just rotating, or do you think, as Mitch does, that we're on the move already?
I wouldn't like to say. And it would take us some hours to find out just by sitting here gazing at that picture.
Well, we've got to find out, Doc.
Paddy would know.
Yes, but where is he? What's happened to him? And what if he never turns up?
I know. I don't actually have a raid emote, so we'll figure that out eventually.
Went through that other door. It wouldn't open. Hey, wait.
Maybe I don't need one. Maybe I'll live without one.
And one wouldn't open unless the other was shut.
Well, there's a lot of great people. You know what?
Must be the same with the second
You know
door in
what?
there. For all we know, Paddy is on the other side of it and can't get back because
You know
that door
what?
we just came through is open all the time.
Very well, we'll go back in there and give it
We'll raid somebody that I like raiding. I could raid either Simon, but I think Simon's fine. Simon is fine. Simon will be fine. He knows I love him. He already knows.
It does. Well, where does it lead to?
Yeah.
Mitch, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Oh, another passage. This place must be honeycombed with them.
Well, of course, what else would you expect? This place can't be very dissimilar to our own lunar colony. And that's honeycombed with passages, too.
Well, what's the plan of action now?
I think we should do a little exploring. Try to find Paddy, at least.
All of us?
No, Frank
Hold
will stay here
up.
and keep working on that panel. From in here, it's probably possible to look at and communicate with every
No.
part of this asteroid.
No.
Now, it's up to you, Frank, to find out how. Do you think you can manage that?
I think so, Jet. All I have to do is to remember which combination of
Hold
controls
up.
produces which pictures.
Well, Frank,
I know.
to next door.
Raid. Hold up. What's their name?
Hello, what's that?
It's the control room, the big one. First picture we saw.
Yeah, and there's that foreman, the one who asked for orders.
He's walking towards the camera.
There must be some means or other which
Cat.
tells him when his section is being watched.
There he is.
What are your orders?
You can hear me clearly?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yes. Dab on them haters. Tell them have a great one now.
You know, for a minute I thought we was going to...
Tell them to have a great one and have an amazing stream. That's the stream message. Is have a great one and have a great stream. What? Oh my god. Did I... I hope I didn't enable that on my stream. But you have an amazing one now. I'll see you later. And we hope to see everyone next time. Bye-bye. And I will see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.